점점 다른 스킬로 변경이 되게 됩니다. 굉장히 좀 복잡하고 어려울 수 있는 스킬 구성이지만은 소환사 여러분들은 잘 해내실 거라 믿습니다.
이 보스를 잡게 되면 고대 룬이나 고대 연성석, 고대 연마석 보석이라는 새로운 아이템을 획득할 수 있습니다. 이번 고대 룬을 추가하게 되면서 저희가 많이 고민한 부분이 있어요. 기존 룬에 대한 가치를 훼손하진 않는지, 기존 파밍 구조를 해치진 않는지, 마지막으로 소환사 여러분들에게 그 스트레스를 많이 주진 않는지에 대해서 크게 세 가지에 대해서 걱정을 많이 했는데, 고대 룬이 업데이트 된다고 해서 기존 룬을 다 대체하진 않을 거예요. 그러기 위해서 저희가 수치적인 밸런스를 되게 조심스럽게 했었고요. 제한적으로 획득할 수 있어서 여기서 충분히 돌다가 제한된 횟수를 다 소모하면 기존의 카이로스 2개 던전, 2개 레이드도 여전히 중요한 파밍 장소가 될 것입니다. 이 차각성은 태생 2, 3성 몬스터를 대상으로 진행하게 되는데요. 서비스 초기에는 이런 태생 2, 3성 몬스터들도 소환사 여러분들의 사랑을 많이 받았고 많이 쓰였거든요. 이런 좀 예전에 불헤라운드가 아레나에서 쓰인다거나, 예전보다 지금은 좀 많이 그런 관계가 좀 없어지지 않았나, 그런 거에서 좀 아쉬움이 있었고, 그래서 어떻게 하면 이런 태생 2, 3성 몬스터들과 지금 소환사 여러분들이 애착을 가질 수 있을까에 대해서 고민을 많이 했었고, 그러려면 좀 애들이 좀 더 멋있어지고 좀 유명해지면 태생 2, 3성 몬스터를 좀 더 사랑해 주지 않을까 라는 생각에서 2차 각성을 기획하게 되었습니다.
2차 각성을 작업할 때 스토리나 컨셉 이런 것도 중요하지만, 일단 비주얼적으로 봤을 때 이건 유저들이 이건 각성해야 돼 이런 느낌이 들 수 있게 작업을 하려고 굉장히 노력을 했고요. 형상 변환 같은 경우에는 이전에 보지 못했던 어떤 신박한 컨셉이나 재치 있는 어떤 새로운 컨셉을 입혀서 이렇게 캐릭터를 매력적으로 만들었다면, 2차 각성에서는 그 캐릭터가 원래 가지고 있었던 유저들이 매력적으로 느꼈던 그런 부분들을 더 부각시켜서 더 아름다운 캐릭터, 더 세 보이는 캐릭터를 만들려고 노력했습니다. 페어리한테 약간 자연적이고 마법적인 어떤 영험한 느낌을 주고 싶었어요. 그래서 꽃잎 날개와 꽃이 엮어진 듯한 느낌의 마법진을 이렇게 같이 붙여줬거든요. 그래서 상냥한 숲의 주인 같은 이미지로 완성하게 되었습니다. 페어리 말고도 픽시, 이누가미, 워베어가 더 강해지고 멋있어진 모습으로 소환사님들을 기다리고 있으니까요. 많은 기대 부탁드립니다.
우연히 사무실을 돌아다니던 중에 2차 각성이 된 이누가미 작업물을 보게 되었고, 그 이누가미를 보자마자 멋있다, 2차 각성 던전의 보스는 이 이누가미로 하면 정말 멋있을 것 같다라는 생각에 이 기획이 시작되었습니다. 이 2차 각성 던전의 보스는 차원 던전과 다르게 2차 각성된 몬스터가 더욱더 주인공이 되어야 한다는 생각이 들었고, 그래서 양쪽에 뭔가 이 2차 각성 몬스터의 스킬을 더욱 빛나게 할 수 있는 기믹이나 오브젝트를 구성하게 되었습니다. 하지만 꼭 이 던전의 보스만이 그 주인공은 아닙니다. 예를 들어 이누가미 2차 각성 던전에 입장하기 위해서는 소환사 여러분의 이누가미가 필수로 입장해야 합니다. 결국 소환사 여러분의 몬스터도 이 던전 안에서는 주인공이 되는 것이죠.
네, 이번 업데이트에서 크게 중점을 둔 부분은 예전과 마찬가지로 재미고요. 소환사 여러분들이 재밌게 즐기고 많은 경험을 했으면 좋겠습니다.
서머너즈워가 5주년을 맞이했는데요. 계속 재밌게 즐겨주신 분들께 감사드리며,
애정을 가지고 키우던 몬스터가 2차 각성을 통해 새로운 몬스터로 탄생하는 순간을 꼭 경험해보세요.
My summoner hates to lose. She always gets her revenge. Even when you think all hope is lost, stay strong. My summoner can be a bit stubborn at times, but you'll see, she has the heart of a champion. And in the end, that's all you really need. It's been such a joy to have been your mom.
Thanks, Rakuni. I'll always remember you.
Summoner's War. Download now on App Store and Google Play.
네, 이번 업데이트는 차원호를 통해 새로운 차원으로 이동하게 된 소환사들이 겪는 모험과 전투를 담고 있습니다. 차루카 유적 전투 후 천궁의회는 새로 발견된 고대 유적에 대한 조사를 하게 되는데요. 그 조사 과정에서 다른 차원으로 이동할 수 있는 차원호를 발견하게 됩니다. 차원호를 통해서 다른 차원에 대한 탐사를 진행하게 되지만 미지의 존재와 맞닥뜨리게 되면서 난관에 봉착하게 됩니다. 이를 해결하기 위해서 소환사분들에게 새로운 차원에 대한 조사를 의뢰하게 되고요. 소환사분들은 차원을 통해서 다른 차원으로 떠나게 됩니다.
최초에 업데이트되는 차원홀은 총 2개의 차원으로 구성되어 있고요. 카르잔이라는 야수의 차원과 엘루미아라는 요정의 차원으로 구성되어 있습니다. 두 지역 다 기존 시나리오 지역과는 좀 다른 느낌을 주려고 노력을 했고, 차원홀만의 좀 독특한 세계관들을 좀 만들어내려고 좀 작업을 진행했습니다. 예를 들어서 요정의 차원 같은 경우에는 페어리랑 픽시, 이들이 살 수 있는 좀 신비롭고 몽환적인 느낌, 그리고 좀 빛이나 좀 폭포, 물, 그리고 좀 독특한 오브젝트들을 좀 사용해서 그리려고 좀 했고요. 이누가미와 워베어가 살고 있는 야수 차원은 좀 짙은 녹색, 그리고 갈색, 좀 이렇게 밀림, 울창한 느낌으로 컨셉을 진행했습니다.
각 차원마다 각기 다른 모습의 보스들을 만날 수 있는데요. 그 보스들은 그 차원 환경에 맞춰서 진화를 했다는 설정을 가지고 시작을 했습니다. 요정 차원 같은 경우에는 아무래도 좀 더 여성적이고 주변에 있는 예쁜 색깔이라든지 오브젝트들을 이용을 해가지고 좀 아름다움을 표현을 하려고 노력을 했습니다. 야수 차원의 보스 같은 경우에는 유저들이 이 보스를 만났을 때 굉장히 압도적인 느낌을 받았으면 좋겠다라고 생각하면서 작업을 했습니다. 각 차원의 분위기가 다른 만큼 보스들의 디자인도 완전히 상반되기 때문에 각기 다른 재미와 매력을 느낄 수 있을 거라고 생각합니다.
고대 가디언의 스킬 구성에 있어서 가장 중점을 두었던 사항은 새로운 보스와 전투를 할 때 좀 새로운 느낌이 되었으면 좋겠다라는 점에서 먼저 시작을 하게 되었습니다. 이렇게 한 30-40번 정도 스킬 구성이 드랍되다 보니까 좀 약간 오기가 좀 생긴 것도 있고, 정말 아예 판을 좀 깨보자 약간 이런 생각을 해본 것도 있어서 접근 방식을 좀 다르게 해봤습니다. 뭔가 양쪽에 기믹이나 이제 오브젝트가 있는 것이 아니라 보스 자체가 소환사처럼 양쪽에 특별한 몬스터들을 소환을 해서 전투를 진행하는 것을 컨셉으로 생각을 시작하였습니다. 고대의 가디언은 총 3페이지에 걸쳐서 전투를 하게 되는데 페이지에 들어갈 때마다 양쪽에 새로운 몬스터를 소환을 하게 되고 그에 따라서 보스의 스킬도 페이지마다 점점 다른 스킬로 변경이 되게 됩니다. 굉장히 좀 복잡하고 어려울 수 있는 스킬 구성이지만은 소환사 여러분들은 잘 해내실 거라 믿습니다.
이 보스를 잡게 되면 고대 룬이나 고대 연성석, 고대 연마석 보석이라는 새로운 아이템을 획득할 수 있습니다. 이번 고대 룬을 추가하게 되면서 저희가 많이 고민한 부분이 있어요. 기존 룬에 대한 가치를 훼손하진 않는지, 기존 파밍 구조를 해치진 않는지, 마지막으로 소환사 여러분들에게 그 스트레스를 많이 주진 않는지에 대해서 크게 세 가지에 대해서 걱정을 많이 했는데, 고대 룬이 업데이트 된다고 해서 기존 룬을 다 대체하진 않을 거예요. 그러기 위해서 저희가 수치적인 밸런스를 되게 조심스럽게 했었고요. 제한적으로 획득할 수 있어서 여기서 충분히 돌다가 제한된 횟수를 다 소모하면 기존의 카이로스 2개 던전, 2개 레이드도 여전히 중요한 파밍 장소가 될 것입니다. 이 차각성은 태생 2, 3성 몬스터를 대상으로 진행하게 되는데요. 서비스 초기에는 이런 태생 2, 3성 몬스터들도 소환사 여러분들의 사랑을 많이 받았고 많이 쓰였거든요. 이런 좀 예전에 불헤라운드가 아레나에서 쓰인다거나, 예전보다 지금은 좀 많이 그런 관계가 좀 없어지지 않았나, 그런 거에서 좀 아쉬움이 있었고, 그래서 어떻게 하면 이런 태생 2, 3성 몬스터들과 지금 소환사 여러분들이 애착을 가질 수 있을까에 대해서 고민을 많이 했었고, 그러려면 좀 애들이 좀 더 멋있어지고 좀 유용해지면 태생 2, 3성 몬스터를 좀 더 사랑해 주지 않을까 라는 생각에서 2차 각성을 기획하게 되었습니다.
2차 각성을 작업할 때 스토리나 컨셉 이런 것도 중요하지만 일단 비주얼적으로 봤을 때 이건 유저들이 이건 각성해야 돼 이런 느낌이 들 수 있게 작업을 하려고 굉장히 노력을 했고요. 형상 변환 같은 경우에는 이전에 보지 못했던 어떤 신박한 컨셉이나 재치 있는 어떤 새로운 컨셉을 입혀서 이렇게 캐릭터를 매력적으로 만들었다면 2차 각성에서는 그 캐릭터가 원래 가지고 있었던 유저들이 매력적으로 느꼈던 그런 부분들을 더 부각시켜서 더 아름다운 캐릭터, 더 세 보이는 캐릭터를 만들려고 노력했습니다. 페어리한테 약간 자연적이고 마법적인 어떤 영험한 느낌을 주고 싶었어요. 그래서 꽃잎 날개와 꽃이 엮어진 듯한 느낌의 마법진을 이렇게 같이 붙여줬거든요. 그래서 상냥한 숲의 주인 같은 이미지로 완성하게 되었습니다. 페어리 말고도 픽시, 이누가미, 워베어가 더 강해지고 멋있어진 모습으로 소환사님들을 기다리고 있으니까요. 많은 기대 부탁드립니다.
우연히 사무실을 돌아다니던 중에 2차 각성이 된 이누가미 작업물을 보게 되었고 그 이누가미를 보자마자 멋있다. 2차 각성 던전의 보스는 이 이누가미로 하면 정말 멋있을 것 같다라는 생각에 이 기획이 시작되었습니다. 이 2차 각성 던전의 보스는 차원 던전과 다르게 2차 각성된 몬스터가 더욱더 주인공이 되어야 한다는 생각이 들었고, 그래서 양쪽에 뭔가 이 2차 각성 몬스터의 스킬을 더욱 빛나게 할 수 있는 기믹이나 오브젝트를 구성하게 되었습니다. 하지만 꼭 이 던전의 보스만이 그 주인공은 아닙니다. 예를 들어 이누가미 2차 각성 던전에 입장하기 위해서는 소환사 여러분의 이누가미가 필수로 입장해야 합니다. 결국 소환사 여러분의 몬스터도 이 던전 안에서는 주인공이 되는 것이죠.
네, 이번 업데이트에서 크게 중점을 둔 부분은 예전과 마찬가지로 재미고요. 소환사 여러분들이 재밌게 즐기고 많은 경험을 했으면 좋겠습니다.
서머너즈워가 5주년을 맞이했는데요. 계속 재밌게 즐겨주신 분들께 감사드리며
애정을 가지고 키우던 몬스터가 2차 각성을 통해 새로운 몬스터로 탄생하는 순간을 꼭 경험해보세요.
been such a joy to have been your mom.
Thanks, Cooney. I'll always remember you.
Summoner's War. Download now on App Store and Google Play.
네, 이번 업데이트는 차원호를 통해 새로운 차원으로 이동하게 된 소환사들이 겪는 모험과 전투를 담고 있습니다. 차루카 유적 전투 후 천궁의회는 새로 발견된 고대 유적에 대한 조사를 하게 되는데요. 그 조사 과정에서 다른 차원으로 이동할 수 있는 차원호를 발견하게 됩니다. 차원호를 통해서 다른 차원에 대한 탐사를 진행하게 되지만 미지의 존재와 맞닥뜨리게 되면서 난관에 봉착하게 됩니다. 이를 해결하기 위해서 소환사분들에게 새로운 차원에 대한 조사를 의뢰하게 되고요. 소환사분들은 차원을 통해서 다른 차원으로 떠나게 됩니다.
최초에 업데이트되는 차원홀은 총 2개의 차원으로 구성되어 있고요. 카르잔이라는 야수의 차원과 엘루미아라는 요정의 차원으로 구성되어 있습니다. 두 지역 다 기존 시나리오 지역과는 좀 다른 느낌을 주려고 노력을 했고, 차원홀만의 좀 독특한 세계관들을 좀 만들어내려고 좀 작업을 진행했습니다. 예를 들어서 요정의 차원 같은 경우에는 페어리랑 픽시, 이들이 살 수 있는 좀 신비롭고 몽환적인 느낌, 그리고 좀 빛이나 좀 폭포, 물, 또 좀 독특한 오브젝트들을 좀 사용해서 그리려고 좀 했고요. 이누가미와 워베어가 살고 있는 야수 차원은 좀 짙은 녹색, 그리고 갈색, 좀 이렇게 밀림, 울창한 느낌으로 컨셉을 진행했습니다.
각 차원마다 각기 다른 모습의 보스들을 만날 수 있는데요. 그 보스들은 그 차원 환경에 맞춰서 진화를 했다는 설정을 가지고 시작을 했습니다. 요정 차원 같은 경우에는 아무래도 좀 더 여성적이고 주변에 있는 예쁜 색깔이라든지 오브젝트들을 이용을 해가지고 좀 아름다움을 표현을 하려고 노력을 했습니다. 야수 차원의 보스 같은 경우에는 유저들이 이 보스를 만났을 때 굉장히 압도적인 느낌을 받았으면 좋겠다라고 생각하면서 작업을 했습니다. 각 차원의 분위기가 다른 만큼 보스들의 디자인도 완전히 상반되기 때문에 각기 다른 재미와 매력을 느낄 수 있을 거라고 생각합니다.
고대 가디언의 스킬 구성에 있어서 가장 중점을 두었던 사항은 새로운 보스와 전투를 할 때 좀 새로운 느낌이 되었으면 좋겠다라는 점에서 먼저 시작을 하게 되었습니다. 이렇게 한 30-40번 정도 스킬 구성이 드랍되다 보니까 좀 약간 오기가 좀 생긴 것도 있고, 정말 아예 판을 좀 깨보자 약간 이런 생각을 해본 것도 있어서 접근 방식을 좀 다르게 해봤습니다. 뭔가 양쪽에 기믹이나 이제 오브젝트가 있는 것이 아니라 보스 자체가 소환사처럼 양쪽에 특별한 몬스터들을 소환을 해서 전투를 진행하는 것을 컨셉으로 생각을 시작하였습니다. 고대의 가디언은 총 3페이지에 걸쳐서 전투를 하게 되는데, 페이지에 들어갈 때마다 양쪽에 새로운 몬스터를 소환을 하게 되고, 그에 따라서 보스의 스킬도 페이지마다 점점 다른 스킬로 변경이 되게 됩니다. 굉장히 좀 복잡하고 어려울 수 있는 스킬 구성이지만은 소환사 여러분들은 잘 해내실 거라 믿습니다.
이 보스를 잡게 되면 고대 룬이나 고대 연성석, 고대 연마석 보석이라는 새로운 아이템을 획득할 수 있습니다. 이번 고대 룬을 추가하게 되면서 저희가 많이 고민한 부분이 있어요. 기존 룬에 대한 가치를 훼손하진 않는지, 기존 파밍 구조를 해치진 않는지, 마지막으로 소환사 여러분들에게 그 스트레스를 많이 주진 않는지에 대해서 크게 세 가지에 대해서 걱정을 많이 했는데, 고대 룬이 업데이트 된다고 해서 기존 룬을 다 대체하진 않을 거예요. 그러기 위해서 저희가 수치적인 밸런스를 되게 조심스럽게 했었고요. 제한적으로 획득할 수 있어서 여기서 충분히 돌다가 제한된 횟수를 다 소모하면 기존의 카이로스 2개 던전, 2개 레이드도 여전히 중요한 파밍 장소가 될 것입니다. 이 차각성은 태생 2, 3성 몬스터를 대상으로 진행하게 되는데요. 서비스 초기에는 이런 태생 2, 3성 몬스터들도 소환사 여러분들의 사랑을 많이 받았고 많이 쓰였거든요. 이런 좀 예전에 불헤라운드가 아레나에서 쓰인다거나, 예전보다 지금은 좀 많이 그런 관계가 좀 없어지지 않았나, 그런 거에서 좀 아쉬움이 있었고, 그래서 어떻게 하면 이런 태생 2, 3성 몬스터들과 지금 소환사 여러분들이 애착을 가질 수 있을까에 대해서 고민을 많이 했었고, 그러려면 좀 애들이 좀 더 멋있어지고 좀 유용해지면 태생 2, 3성 몬스터를 좀 더 사랑해 주지 않을까 라는 생각에서 2차 각성을 기획하게 되었습니다.
2차 각성을 작업할 때 스토리나 컨셉 이런 것도 중요하지만 일단 비주얼적으로 봤을 때 이건 유저들이 이건 각성해야 돼 이런 느낌이 들 수 있게 작업을 하려고 굉장히 노력을 했고요. 형상 변환 같은 경우에는 이전에 보지 못했던 어떤 신박한 컨셉이나 재치 있는 어떤 새로운 컨셉을 입혀서 이렇게 캐릭터를 매력적으로 만들었다면 2차 각성에서는 그 캐릭터가 원래 가지고 있었던 유저들이 매력적으로 느꼈던 그런 부분들을 더 부각시켜서 더 아름다운 캐릭터, 더 세 보이는 캐릭터를 만들려고 노력했습니다. 페어리한테 약간 자연적이고 마법적인 어떤 영험한 느낌을 주고 싶었어요. 그래서 꽃잎 날개와 꽃이 엮어진 듯한 느낌의 마법진을 이렇게 같이 붙여줬거든요. 그래서 상냥한 숲의 주인 같은 이미지로 완성하게 되었습니다. 페어리 말고도 픽시, 이누가미, 워베어가 더 강해지고 멋있어진 모습으로 소환사님들을 기다리고 있으니까요. 많은 기대 부탁드립니다.
우연히 사무실을 돌아다니던 중에 2차 각성이 된 이누가미 작업물을 보게 되었고, 그 이누가미를 보자마자 멋있다. 2차 각성 던전의 보스는 이 이누가미로 하면 정말 멋있을 것 같다라는 생각에 이 기획이 시작되었습니다. 이 2차 각성 던전의 보스는 차원 던전과 다르게 2차 각성된 몬스터가 더욱더 주인공이 되어야 한다는 생각이 들었고, 그래서 양쪽에 뭔가 이 2차 각성 몬스터의 스킬을 더욱 빛나게 할 수 있는 기믹이나 오브젝트를 구성하게 되었습니다. 하지만 꼭 이 던전의 보스만이 그 주인공은 아닙니다. 예를 들어 이누가미 2차 각성 던전에 입장하기 위해서는 소환사 여러분의 이누가미가 필수로 입장해야 합니다. 결국 소환사 여러분의 몬스터도 이 던전 안에서는 주인공이 되는 것이죠.
네, 이번 업데이트에서 크게 중점을 둔 부분은 예전과 마찬가지로 재미고요. 소환사 여러분들이 재밌게 즐기고 많은 경험을 했으면 좋겠습니다.
서머너즈워가 5주년을 맞이했는데요. 계속 재밌게 즐겨주신 분들께 감사드리며,
애정을 가지고 키우던 몬스터가 2차 각성을 통해 새로운 몬스터로 탄생하는 순간을 꼭 경험해보세요.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to the Summoner's War World Arena Championships 2019. This is the Asia Pacific region, and today we're bringing you the Australia, New Zealand qualifiers. I'm paper thin. With me is my expert analyst, Peter, and we are going to be breaking down the qualifiers today. And Peter, I'm really excited.
I'm super excited to see what the players are going to bring out in the matches today. Maybe they'll bring in some new meta. We'll get to see. Who knows? It's going to be fun.
Exactly. We've seen some double awakening things recently coming about, so we'll see if we see any of that today. And it's going to be really exciting, guys. There's going to be 6 players competing today. We're going to do some quarterfinals, and then we're going to get into the matches. So let's go ahead and check out the overview of what we're going to see today, guys. All right, so you can see this is the tournament overview, the selection criteria. The players selected based on the records of the World Arena Season 8 and 9 will participate in the online preliminary tournament. 2 out of the 6 players today will advance. So the tournament rules. We have the quarterfinals, which will be a best of 3, and this is SWC2019 battle mode, by the way, so we're going to go over that in a little bit, what's different. The semifinals are a best of 5, and the finals will also be a best of 5. So we got 2 quarterfinals, 2 semis, and a final for you today. And as you can see, the 2018 battle mode, we proceeded according to the pre-ban rule, where each player could ban a monster before the match. Now, in addition to that, we still have that rule. However, there's also a new rule where the player cannot pre-ban the same monster consecutively. So they can't ban the same monster 2 games in a row. So that's going to lead to some interesting choices, I think, with their selection of monsters. All right, now we can actually start getting into some of our players we're going to see today. This could be, I think, our favorite today, Diligent. In Season 9, he's the number 2 ranked player coming in here. And you can see this comp, Peter, he really likes to run like Ganymede, Hathor, Gianna, Fran, and Oki.
Yeah, you can clearly see that this guy is heavily favoring his CC lineup, and you can see based on his banned monsters that he does not like to deal with Immunity and Josephine and whatnot.
Excellent. All right, so we can't wait to see him play. He's definitely somebody we're keeping our eye on. He does have a bye straight into the semifinals because of his high rank, so we're really excited to see Diligent play here. And it's really interesting that, you know, Fran is so popular right now, Peter.
Yeah, Fran offers so much utility right now in the game. She has the attack break, she has heals, she has immunity, attack buff, literally you name it. She's got everything in her kit.
Yeah, absolutely. She's really powerful right now. You can see this is our next player. Groot may be our second favorite here today. He's also getting a bye into the semifinals. Currently ranked 30th. Last season, he was 8th. So again, we're seeing Oki, Gianna, Sierra, Fran, and he also likes Lumi here as one of his most picked monsters.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really seen anyone use Lumi in high RTA rankings, so if he actually pulls that out today, I'm going to be so excited.
And it looks like he has similar ban ideas to what our other player had, Diligent had.
Yeah, this guy also, he has a Gianna, he's using the Sierra Oki, pretty much the same thing, except he's banning Ragdoll and less immunity, it seems.
All right, great. Well, we can't wait to see these players play. And in fact, this is ℒuckyℳádman. He will be one of the first players we get to witness playing here today. He will be in our first match. And you can see he's more interested in the Vanessa, Verd, Oki, Deanna comp.
Yeah, this guy actually has a similar playstyle to mine, so I'm going to be really looking forward to how he plays. So this guy, he's going to want to get as much turns as possible with the Vertihal and Diana, so we'll see how many turns he can get today.
Yeah, we're really excited to see ℒuckyℳádman play. His season rank wasn't great, but he made it here. That's all that matters, and you can do anything on the big stage. Our next player is Wookie816. Now, that 2,993 ranking, that's maybe not what you would expect here, but he made it. That doesn't matter. And he likes to play stuff like, it looks like Ganymede, the Monkey, the Water Monkey, Hathor, Vanessa, and Josephine.
Yeah, so this guy is a very interesting lineup. He is going for the CC with the Gany and Hathor, but he's not going completely CC by bringing some AoE Stripper. He still has units with big threat like Shihu and Josephine in there, so I am really looking forward to see what Wookie is going to bring into this tournament.
Yeah, and definitely looking at those bans there, it looks like they're just kind of, especially with Diana and Fran, just kind of meta bans, just trying to push things that are really powerful out.
Yeah, he does not like wind units, it seems.
No win for him. All right, this is iGenus, another strong player coming in here today, and this also looks like pretty similar to a lot of what we've been seeing. We're seeing kind of similar picks and bans, but there's a few in the ban there that are kind of unique, I feel like.
Yeah, actually, like 4 out of 5 bans there are completely immunity-oriented, so we can tell that this guy likes to land his bombs, his Okeano stuns. He does not want to have anything to do with immunity.
Right. Immunity is very powerful, of course, and he wants to do little bit of CC with that Hathor and Oki as well. So can't wait to see iGenus get in here and show what he's got as well. So what a crazy lineup we've got here. ℒuckyℳádman will be up next, and this one's looking a little bit different as well. He's got the Perna in there.
Yeah, this guy, unlike the other players, I would say he is more bruiser-oriented with the Sierra, Shihu, Perna, and even the Bastet there. So this is going to be crazy exciting to see if he can pull off some one-shots on the first turn. So yeah, this guy's going to be crazy to watch, man.
Gotta love those snipes coming in, possibly from ℒuckyℳádman. We're looking forward to see what he's got. Next up, let's take a look at the bracket and look at exactly how this is going to play out. So, like we mentioned, Diligent and Groot get buys because of their high rankings. So they're able to move directly on to the semifinals. Our first match of the day will be ℒuckyℳádman versus ℒuckyNasty. That'll be a pretty exciting matchup there. The winner of that moves on to the semifinal to face Diligent. And then we've got Wookie816 versus iGenus. The winner of that one moves on to face Groot in the semifinals. Peter, what do you think you might see today?
I'm expecting to see a lot of CC-oriented teams, so I am especially looking forward to watching how ℒuckyNasty pulls off to bring in a bruiser comp against all these heavy CC people.
Yeah, that's going to be really interesting. We saw a lot of the CC characters being favored here today. So just so you guys remember, the quarterfinals, best of 3, semifinals, and the final will be a best of 5, and our top 2 players today make it out of here, out of the prelims, and on to the Asia Pacific region. So this is going to be really exciting. We are really ready for this one today. And the quarterfinals, there's only 2, so it's going to be pretty short, like fast and intense.
Yeah, it's going to be fast and intense, but hey, that's how I like it, man. So I'm not going to be judging here. I'm still just so into this, and I just can't wait to see the players pull out their new comps and stuff.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what they're going to bring here today. And so when you go into a best of 3, what's your mindset, Peter? What are you thinking like about your picks and bans? Are you trying to do something like a cleave comp, try to maybe get off a cheeky win, or is something else running through your mind?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like the first match, they usually don't expect you to pull out these new toys all of a sudden that they didn't see from you. So you could try something like some Lucian cleave, maybe some Tiana cleave. You know, we're gonna see tons of that, I believe, and yeah, it's gonna be crazy, man.
Well, it's exciting to see stuff like this, especially with, you know, players who maybe aren't as well known or something like that. They might try something crazy. They might bring something unique to us, and if they do, that's going to be really exciting for us to watch and see exactly how it plays out. Now, what about like the top tier players? You've already made it to the semifinals. How do you approach those best of 5s?
For semifinals, you really have to focus yourself and try to have your head in the game, because you need to make sure that you're not making any misplays, you're utilizing every single turn that you can get, and try to outdraft your opponent pretty much.
Right. So a lot of this is the mental game, the outside during the pick and the ban phase, knowing your opponent, know what they want to do, and being able to properly adjust to that. So we aren't too far away, guys. Pretty soon here, we're going to be getting into our first match. It's not too much longer now, and it's going to be, you know, kind of a interesting quarterfinals here between our first 2 players, which is going to be ℒuckyNasty.D and ℒuckyℳádman. And I'm really looking forward to see what they've got going for us.
Yeah, so I know that ℒuckyNasty, he wants to try to bruise people down, but then ℒuckyℳádman, he has a more of a turn-oriented comp. So what ℒuckyℳádman needs to do is somehow try to survive the burst. That's going to be coming out of the Perna, the Sierra, Shihu, so maybe we'll see him picking some stuff like Triana, maybe even Wind Druid. So we'll see how he decides to deal with this type of comp.
All right, well, very interesting. I'm really excited for that. And this is, you know, it's pretty crazy to watch like these really speed comps, like these ones that are really fast and really aggressive and just want to get that attack bar going and, you know, keep ahead of your opponent in terms of movement speed. That seems to be a really ideal situation.
Yeah, that's what ℒuckyℳádman has in his comp right now, while ℒuckyNasty.D is more about that turn 1 potential. So if ℒuckyℳádman ends up surviving that turn 1, he might be actually the favorite to win this matchup in my opinion.
All right, great. Well, maybe we've got something going on between these two, with ℒuckyℳádman maybe being the favorite here, but I think, you know, you never know in a situation like this where we don't really have necessarily a favorite in this matchup, so it's going to be really interesting to see how this pans out. And pretty soon here, we're going to be ready for our first match of Summoner Wars. Peter, are you ready?
Yeah, man. Like, I can barely stay in this chair. Like, don't you feel the same? I just want to get up and start shouting, like, oh, the Bynum props.
Oh, yeah, I'm just so ready for this. This is going to be so fun. We can't wait to see how exactly this is going to fold out. And to me, what's the most fun is just the mind games in the beginning. The pick ban phase is so fascinating to me. And whoever comes out maybe ahead in that could actually just determine the whole match.
Yeah, and you can't forget that in the SWC battle mode, you have pre-bans as well. So it'll be very interesting to see what kind of monsters they pre-ban, because from that you can get like, what kind of monsters they respect from each other and what kind of monsters they don't like.
All right, great. Well, guys, it is ready. Our game is ready. This is our first match of the day. The Austria-New Zealand qualifiers start now. Alrighty dighty. So it will be ℒuckyℳádman against 핑크Nasty.D here. And we're gonna find out exactly what our pre-bans will be very shortly here. So
핑크Nasty.D, he's actually getting the first pick this time. So that means that he knows that he can pretty much get what he wants at that first pick. Maybe he wants some Hathor, maybe some Gani. So he's gonna be really thinking about his pre-ban based on the fact that he gets the first pick.
All right, so he's got plenty of time to think about that and decide exactly what they want.
Wow.
So here are our pre-bans. No Bastet and no Fran. And I believe ℒuckyℳádman is batting Bastet because he knows 핑크Nasty really likes that.
Yeah, I mean, all the attack buffers are gone in this round. So how is 핑크Nasty gonna adjust to the pre-bans here?
All right, well, let's find out. This is going to be his first pick. He gets to pick one, and then his opponent will get to pick two next, but they get a little bit of time to think about what they're going to do.
Yeah, you can clearly tell that 핑크Nasty, he was caught off by that Bastet pre-ban. So he thought about what he's going to do, but he locks in that Gani first pick. So now, ℒuckyℳádman, I believe he should be going something along the lines of, okay, there we go. He just said it for me, Sierra and Vertihau.
Yeah, they're so fast with it, they could think faster than we could speak.
Yeah.
Coming out here quickly. Now there is that Perna that we know 핑크Nasty likes so much. Now, interesting, he's picking the Wusa here, which is a champ that he usually bans.
Well, Wusa is going to be definitely helping out a ton against Sierra, but Lucky brings out the IQ plays. He picks the Josephine, he picks the Daphnis. Now he has two ways to deal with the Wusa shields. So now 핑크Nasty, he needs to make some scary picks. Oh my gosh. I almost saw a, wow, Fire Desert Queen. I didn't expect that, but no. He brings it back, puts in a Shu and Triana. Wow.
Oh, Triana here and the Water Monkey to be the final picks. And then Diana at the end here for ℒuckyℳádman. Now, what do you think about the bans going into this, Peter?
Honestly, if I was 핑크Nasty looking at Lucky's lineup, I would have almost no idea what to ban. So my mind would be going, okay, what is the most toxic thing on their team? And he decides it's Diana, Lucky decides it's Perna.
Right, of course. So we're going to have to get that speed buff away from the leader ability of Perna here. And we are moving right into our very first match between 핑크Nasty.D and ℒuckyℳádman. And let's get this started, Peter.
All right, so this Vertihau is actually very fast. It could be on Swift Runes, but we will see later. He goes for the Gani first right now, allowing his team to get more turns. And now Josephine is going to move in front of 핑크Nasty, provoking the Shihu. And now who is Daphnis going to go for? He goes for the Triana and gets the armor break. That is so crucial.
Wow, that Triana is very, very low there right now. And this is causing 핑크Nasty to take some time to kind of consider if he could finish this off or not.
Yeah, I mean, he just plants the bomb right on the Triana, which is definitely the right thing to do. Now, he's going to be starting the match off 4v3, which is so crazy, man. Like, right now, I feel like Lucky might actually have this one.
Right, you want to get that 4v3 situation right out the gate, giving you that odd man advantage here. So let's see, what can 핑크Nasty do to come back?
핑크Nasty, I don't know how else to put it. This guy needs to proc, man. He needs to find that violent proc button and press on it 50 billion times because I don't know how else. It's looking so bad for him right now.
Yeah, it's looking really bad, and now the monkey is getting very low here as well for 핑크Nasty, trying to find something. The shield does absorb some damage there.
All right, so ℒuckyℳádman, he's just simply focused down the Shihu, and 핑크Nasty is trying his hardest to keep the Shihu alive. And here we see that the Wusa is on Violent Runes, which is pretty important to know because Violent Wusa and Swift Wusa have really big differences.
All right, let's see how this plays out here. A pretty decent shot there onto that Daphnis, and now we're trying to, like you say, keep that Shiwu alive at all costs. We really need him there.
Yeah, so what really needs to happen is Lucky right now, he needs to get his strip skills back up and land it on the Shihu, because otherwise, if ℒuckyℳádman gets the right procs here, he might actually be able to still come back with the Shihu's infinite invincibility with the Ganymede.
All right, so far he is hanging on ℒuckyℳádman, trying to find ways to get those procs going like you were talking about. Let's see how this one will go through. Daphnis goes down there.
And he gets a proc there, so now he's going to go for the stun, but he gets no one except the Vertihal, of course.
No stun love there from the monkey.
Yeah. He's trying his hardest like, monkey, come on, stun, man, stun, but he's just not doing it.
There's only so much you could pray to the gods of the monkey to give you that stun. And now the monkey is down here for ℒuckyℳádman.
All right, I mean, the monkey is gone, so majority of ℒuckyℳádaman's damage is not there, but he still has a lot more sustain than ℒuckyℳádman. So we'll see what happens here. I'm still, keeping my eye out for both of them. I don't think this is over yet.
Yeah, with the Wusa and the Ganny, they're just kind of hanging in there right now. And things are starting to get a little low there for Josephine here as well.
Yeah, and this is actually what's crazy. If Josephine cannot get the strip off, ℒuckyℳádman could potentially have infinite immunity, but oh my goodness, there it goes. Never mind, Ganymede gets cut. Now he's going to get detonated and blown up, so yeah, it's going to be a 3v1. I believe ℒuckyℳádman should have this at this point.
Yeah, this is looking pretty dire here for ℒuckyℳádman. The Verd comes in, and it is in fact ℒuckyℳádman who will take game number 1 here. With it took a while, a little bit, but you just couldn't get those procs to come from the monkey.
Yeah, I mean, I think Lucky did a really great job with his draft this time. He brought so many offensive monsters in where ℒuckyℳádman was trying best to defend with Wusa and Triana. And we can see here that all those offensive picks actually worked because ℒuckyℳádman couldn't survive all that damage.
Right, so it is just overwhelming force here for ℒuckyℳádman coming through game number 1. We are going to be getting into game number 2 relatively soon. And we will find out exactly what kind of changes they got to make. If you're ℒuckyℳádman, or I'm sorry, ℒuckyℳádman. Now I'm getting their names mixed up now. ℒuckyNasty, what do you do? Actually, I think we're ready for the next game, guys. Let's go ahead and just get into game number 2. All right, so I want to finish my question to you. If you're ℒuckyNasty, not ℒuckyℳádman, if you're ℒuckyNasty,
yep.
How do you counter this?
If you are ℒuckyNasty, you need to realize that Lucky has a lot of offensive monsters on his side, so he either needs to defend even harder and make it successful, or take the offensive himself and outspeed Lucky and shut him down on turn 1 this time.
All right, so our pre-bans this time, of course, they can't be the same this time around, guys. We have a new rule here in the SWC 2019, and that will be the monkey, Shihu, being banned, as well as Daphnis.
Yeah, you can see that Lucky this time, he's going to have to deal with the Bastet, and ℒuckyNasty, he says no thank you to Mr. Daphnis because he does not want that strip into armor break. Now, we should probably be seeing ℒuckyNasty go to Bastet. There we go, there's the Bastet. And, not.
He juked you.
Yeah.
He heard you, and he's like, no, Peter knows my strategies. We can't do this.
Yeah, he's like, oh my gosh, stop exposing me, Peter. Come on, man. That was my best strat. But no. ℒuckyℳádman comes back in with the Vanessa Vertihal. Pretty standard picks coming out of him right now.
Yeah, okay. So Sierra and Perna here, first pick for Nasty. He's really a big fan of that Verna here. So let's see exactly what he wants to go into for his next pick. Now the Bastet. Now he might not be trolling us anymore.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely going to be locking this down here because that Bastet just makes his comp so nice with the Sierra attack buff, Perna attack buff, and now he puts in the Velojewel, which is such a great combo with Bastet because you have a infinite pool of buffs, and it's going to be really, really hard to take down ℒuckyNasty's monsters with all those buffs.
All right, so ℒuckyℳádman here. There is the Ager coming through that water barb, and that's a pretty big indicator that this is going to be like a single target focus here for ℒuckyℳádman.
Yeah, ℒuckyℳádman, he is choosing the single target strippers right now to deal with the AoE buffs coming out of Bastet and Velojewel, and surprisingly enough, he actually locks in. Oh, wait. No,
what?
That's a flex. There's no way. Okay, yeah. Hey, stop trolling me, ℒuckyNasty.
This is ℒuckyNasty is trolling us, man.
Yeah, but as I was saying, the Okeanos into Bastet Velojewel, this could potentially mean that he wants to ban Velojewel, but the Helena, man. The Helena, so much threat. Now, Lucky definitely has to be thinking what he's going to ban here because if ℒuckyNasty bans Fran, there is no immunity on ℒuckyℳádman's side.
All right, so this is going to be really tricky here for ℒuckyℳádman. He is taking his time with this one, deciding exactly which one of these is going to be the biggest threat to what he wants to do. And it will be the Bastet and the Fran being banned. Of course, ℒuckyℳádman banning that Fran, making it really hard here to get through his defenses.
Yeah, so what I get from this pick ban phase is that ℒuckyℳádman is very confident in his Oki speed. With that 33% speed leader, he knows that he's going to outspeed the Velodual, and he's going to be banking on the reset, so we'll see if he lands it or not, because if he does not land it, I bet you that he might get a bit, quite tilted from that, because I certainly do.
Yeah, it's always a little bit tilting when things don't go exactly how you plan them. Let's see exactly how this thing will kick off here. Looks like it is going to be a noble agreement coming out to start the things off.
Yeah, so you can see that ℒuckyℳádman's Vertihouse is incredibly fast. It has to be on Swift. It pushes all of his team to move forward now, and he decides to knock back the attack bar of the Helena, showing that he wants to focus that thing down ASAP.
All right, we'll see if we can get that annoying unit down. Those unicorns can be quite pesky as time goes on, and we'll see exactly what comes down. A pretty big critical there.
Wow, the Violent proc. He's putting out so much damage right now with the bomb placed there. ℒuckyℳádman has no way of cleansing that, so that Vanessa is pretty much gone. So he has to use this opportunity to CC as much as possible and kill as much as possible.
Right, he's going to need to buy himself some time here. Now, he did get quite a few stuns down with that Oki AoE there, and now the Verid's coming in and doing quite a bit more damage. That is a very weak Helena.
Yeah, Helena with the defense break, she's definitely not going to be surviving all this onslaught of damage. Now it's looking to be a 3v3. If ℒuckyℳádman can get enough turns to reset the Perna again and take it out, I believe ℒuckyℳádman might actually be able to take this one again.
Yeah, and that Perna is stunned now, and it is burning, and it is coming back, of course. It's a Phoenix, but he gets it down there.
I swear, it's like a caster curse. Everything I say, it's going the opposite way.
That's the way it always goes, Peter. And just you always cast whatever you say is going to win. Whoever's going to win, you're wrong. Whatever's going to happen, you're wrong.
I'm sorry, Lucky. I jinxed you, man. But he's still going to be able to kill the Perna here once again because he has so much damage, and that Okeanos just landing the stun so consistently throughout the match is definitely paying off big time here.
Right, it seems combined with the speed you're getting from Verid, it's making it very difficult for ℒuckyℳádman.
Yeah, I mean, look at that. Ager, Vertihouse, so much attack bar manipulation, Oki with the stuns as well. This is really painful to watch because I know how it feels when the opponent just keeps looping over you with Vertihouse and Ager. It's almost as bad as Ganyhathor.
And it's getting dire here. The units for ℒuckyℳádman are getting very, very low. Here comes another big critical, and that will be the end.
Yeah, it's a 1v3 for Sierra right now. Looking pretty hopeless for ℒuckyℳádman. He needs to resist the stun and get a bunch of violent procs, but he did not get it. So I believe this match should go to ℒuckyℳádman here once again.
Yeah, this one looks like it's pretty much GG here. That Sierra is very, very weak here, and it will be, in fact, ℒuckyℳádman taking this 2-0 versus ℒuckyℳádman. A very quick 2-0 here for ℒuckyℳádman.
Yeah, I got to give props to ℒuckyℳádman there because I feel like he outdrafted ℒuckyℳnasty in both the matches, and he had such a strong offensive lineup that kept shutting out ℒuckynasty's potential before he even gets his turn.
Right, so ℒuckynastyy just couldn't seem to find the time to do anything. It seems like we were talking about earlier, speed is so important, and that's why that Verid is so important in that final comp in game number 2 for ℒuckyℳádman.
Yeah, and he has it on Swift Rune, so what this means is that he probably has 2 units on Swift. I didn't see if the Oki is on Violent or not, but if that is the case, you really need to take away ℒuckyℳádman's Vanessa, Sierra, and all the speed leaders you can possibly get. Like, if you want to fight ℒuckyℳádman, you have to play the speed game.
All right, well, that will do it, guys, for our first match of the day. Stay tuned. Our second match is coming up between Wookie and iGenus. We will be right back after a short break.
been such a joy to have been your mom.
Thanks, Rakuni. I'll always remember you.
Summoner's War. Download now on App Store and Google Play.
And welcome back, guys, to the Summoner War World Arena Championship Asia Pacific region. This is the Australia-New Zealand prelims today. We just finished our first best of 3. We have one more best of 3 in the quarterfinals. Then we are going to move on to the semifinals. I'm Paper Thin. With me is Peter. Some of you may know him as Snow as well. And that was an exciting first matchup. We're going to move into a second best of 3 here.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what I'm going to see this time because I'm already so hyped over what happened last time with ℒuckyℳádman just pulling out so many crazy fun units. I love it, man, when people try to take that first turn and try to get stuff done, you know, just so satisfying. Bye-bye, Triana. Bye-bye, Perna. Get out of here, you know? That's my style, man.
Exactly. It's a lot of fun to just brute force your opponent out of the match. And next up here, we've got an interesting matchup between ℒuckyℳádman and iGenus. So this is going to be pretty interesting. We have an underdog here in ℒucky who's quite low ranked overall in Season 9, like in the 2000s, which is maybe a little surprising.
I'm not sure exactly what rank like 2000s are because I haven't been there in a long time. I think that might be like Conqueror or something or Guardian one. But nevertheless, I don't believe that rank really matters in this game because as long as your head's in the right place, you're making the right plays, and you have good runes, I believe that you can beat anyone in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. Any given day, you can definitely get things done here. But quick, we need to take a look at our highlight from our last match. And so it was ℒuckyℳádman versus ℒuckyMan in the first game here, Peter. What was your biggest takeaway from this?
Like I said before, ℒuckyℳádman, he is crazy when he gets the first turn. As you can see here, he managed to bring the Triana down to so low that Sierra was able to finish it off with just one bomb, and boom, there she goes. And now we skip forward, we can see that Monkey getting a beating. This guy just has so much damage everywhere.
Right, exactly. So it was just the brute force like we were talking about here. Came through for ℒuckyℳádman in the first game and then going into the second game as well. Preferring these, these brutal comps where you just do so much damage.
Yeah, like you can see in this second round here, he actually opted for a bit less damage by picking the Okeanos, but it worked out perfectly for him because he played the ban phase so perfectly, taking out the Bastet, knowing that he can outspeed the ℒuckyℳádman, and you can just see here that it's always Madman. In both the highlights, he's always just literally going Madman on this guy.
Just some Madman all over the place, wrecking through the units there. You can see that Perna did get revived once, but it came back and was dealt with here. And that is so much damage being done by these units from that Verd, from that Aegir, from the Oki. Just crazy.
Yeah, and then, from that point onwards, it's pretty much like just cleaning up the leftovers, right? You're just going to be hitting that Sierra, hitting that, those units, knowing that you've already won. So ℒucky must have felt really, really good about himself there.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, guys, that was the highlights from the first match. And we are pretty much ready for the second match here between ℒucky and iGenus. So I think we're ready to get that rolling. All right, so let's talk about the tendencies of these two players here. Wookie likes the Ganymede like a lot of people do. Of course, Shiwu, Hathor, Vanessa, and Josephine as well.
Yeah, Wookie, like we said, this guy is kind of like the underdog coming into the tourney. We really don't know much about this guy, but I can see from his lineup that he's definitely going to be also trying to contest that first turn because this guy, he does not play with any immunity.
All right, very good. So he wants to try to keep things going for himself there. And then iGenus, looks like Fran, Hathor, Oki, Sierra, and Verd. So a lot of CC in there.
Yeah, this guy's lineup is kind of similar to ℒuckyℳádman, except the only difference is instead of Vanessa, you have the Sierra, and instead of the Okeanos, you have the Hathor. So I'm expecting to see a similar playstyle out of iGenus as ℒuckyℳádman. So they're basically going to be battling for the first turn.
Yeah, wow. So this could be maybe a little bit fast and furious, right? These two players both really want to take advantage early on and keep their opponent on the back foot.
Yeah, so I'm going to be predicting for the pre-bans that they're going to be taking out each other's Hathor, Ganymede, and the speed leaders. We shouldn't be seeing any light dark Nat5s ban out of them, unless, of course, you know, iGenus and Wookie, they actually have like 5 light dark Nat5s, Artemil, Ragdoll, Gianna, and you know, they're just hiding their strat. But I don't think so.
You never know.
Yeah, maybe yesterday they bought like 5 light dark scrolls and just pulled Nat5 5 times straight. Who knows, right?
We could only hope to be that lucky when you come through with all of that. So
Yeah.
these are really fast and furious here. It seems like early on these players preferring aggression over maybe trying to just outlast your opponent.
Yeah, I feel like that's what the meta has shifted to, especially with the Daphnis buff. I feel like right now in this meta, especially when you're fighting against people who get the first turn and control you, you have to play the speed game, or you have to stack so much immunity and non-CC stuff like Entourage, there's Josephine. There's so many units that you can use to counter these guys.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to find out exactly how this one will play out. Our second match is ready. Let's get into it. So this will be Wookie816 versus iGenus. Both players sporting the New Zealand flag here, and in the pre-ban phase, we'll see if you've cast or cursed or not here.
No, I don't think I should be seeing a cast or curse here, so to say. I really am confident that they're going to be banning out each other's Gani, Hathor, and speed leaders. Of course, unless they're, you know, they're smarter than me and they know more, right? Because I'm not like some genius or something.
Bruh. Bruh. Well, we've got a bit more time here while they decide on their pre-bans. Of course, they get about a minute to pick it, and the picks are in. It'll be Fran and Deanna being banned.
Wow, that is very interesting to me. I'm not sure if Wookie, you know, saw Genus's 5 top monsters, or maybe he actually played against this guy and knows that Genus likes to go with the Diana. Whatever the case, speed leaders, Gani, Hathor, everything that I thought would be gone is up for the taking.
All right, Ganymede first picked here for iGenus. Wookie, what will you counter with? Vanessa and Hathor, a pretty common combination there.
Yeah, exactly what I predicted from both of them here. And now I expect iGenus to take potentially a Sierra and maybe even Oki, or, you know, maybe he'll go with immunity. We'll see, because both players are under the threat of CC right now.
Well, yeah, pretty interesting here that they, you know, that the Ganymede is taken, which is one of Wookie's favorite characters. Almost maybe a bit of a snipe here as well from him.
Yeah, and now iGenus follows that up with the speed leader Sierra, like I said, and then the Shihu, which is most likely going to move in front of the Gani, allowing him to get a strip into reset and attack bar reduction.
All right, and there we see the Josephine and the Verd picked together, kind of like what we saw with our previous match with ℒuckyℳádman.
Yeah, so Wookie right now, he knows that iGenus is potentially going to go with a lot of CC in his lineup, so he preemptively puts in the Josephine there to help deal with that, and iGenus is saying, no thank you to CC, I'm giving you damage. So he puts in the Ager, and what is the last pick going to be?
So the counter punch here from
Wow.
iGenus with the Ager, and oh, there we go, we get to see our first second awakening of the day.
Let's go! First, second awakening monster of the tournament, and that is going to be Beladian, second awakened form. And now this guy, he has a strip, so it's going to move in front of Gani, I bet. And wow, Wookie deciding to go with the Jemire there. And I actually really like that pick, because I've seen players use that pick these days to counter the Ganymede, because you cannot reset anything on Wookie's side if Jemire just refreshes.
All right, so we'll see exactly if they're going to ban maybe the Hathor coming through here from Wookie, possibly the Jemire if he thinks he can get that Ganymede through.
Yeah, I really have no idea what's going to happen in the ban here, but we see it right now. Wookie's Hathor gets banned out, and Genus' Sierra is gone. So this is telling me that Wookie wants the first turn. He takes out Genus' only speed leader, and iGenus putting the respect down on Wookie's only CC.
Right, so it looks like iGenus tried to go with the counterpunch to do a lot of damage here, but maybe that might not pay off because he's not going to be able to be the first person to go.
Well, I think that really depends on how fast he is and how fast that Vertihell is, because everything else on that team, they're not necessarily the fastest monsters that you expect.
All right, well, we get to see.
Oh, there we go. Like I said, Vertihell not getting the first turn. Beladian, it's actually going to get the first turn even without the speed leader. So, wait a minute. Why is Gany in front of Shu? Hello?
I don't have an answer for that.
Maybe he forgot a rune? Hello, Genus? But whatever the case, he's going to lay out the damage onto the Vertihell. Did a decent chunk of it. And now Ager, he should be going for, okay, the Confiscate first. And he gets both the attack bar reduction, which is so crucial because now he's going to get another turn into second skill, more attack bar. He's going to move so many times.
Right, we're seeing kind of the opposite here with Verd this time around, not able to get anything going for himself here. That attack bar just being completely repressed by the Ager.
Yeah, so just now iGenus went for the second skill there instead of the first skill, opting for more damage, but, or actually maybe he could have done first skill, I don't know, but the armor break not landing, whichever the case, is pretty huge because Vertihell is alive right now, and Vanessa is going to be able to bring back Vertihell, so here he comes back, and Jamar should be refreshing that Vanessa passive real soon.
All right, let's see how this will play out. A little bit of damage done. The counter coming through, the stun getting down onto the Shihu.
All right, and now Beladian, he has that third skill up again. Gonna heal everything up to pretty much full HP. And oh my god, do you see that damage?
Whoa, that's crazy. Oh, 10k there.
Wow.
Onto the Ager, and he is in dire straits.
Yeah, that Vertihell is gonna get some counter damage from the Ager though, so it's pretty much gonna be a 1-for-1 trade-off. Let's see if he decides to hit the Vert there. He does not because he's scared of the revenge. Now, how is he gonna finish off this Vertihell?
All right, he's thinking about it himself. There comes the Verd. He goes down with the claw attack from the Bell.
Yeah, with the branding there, Beladian actually managed to do enough damage to take him down. Now, Ager, he's going to keep trying to get more turns, but I believe this will be the last time we see him because the Josephine procs, and now it's going to be a 3v3.
All right, so a pretty even matchup here. The Bell does a bit of damage there to the Shihao, but he's okay. He's all right, and there's a little bit of damage coming out from our Gany.
Yeah, so from what I see here, Vanessa is the only armor breaker on Wookie's side, whereas Genus has armor break every turn. So Genus really needs to utilize his armor break right now. He's going to go with the AoE, not getting a lot of stuns, but that Josephine HP is constantly going down.
Yeah, it looks like only one stun onto the Vanessa there, but like you were saying, that Josephine is getting desperately low here.
Yeah, she needs a stun.
Yeah.
She does not get the stun, but she gets another proc, okay, and the stun. Oh my goodness. That's really, really nice for him.
All right, the AoE there from the Jamire, and we get the heal and the attack power up there from the Bella.
Yeah, Bella's actually used that so many times this match. It's kind of crazy. Constantly giving the team turns. It's almost as if Genus has a Vertihell on the team.
Exactly. All right, so getting a little bit more desperate here for Wookie. His Vanessa is about half health here. The Jamire is still pretty healthy, but it is starting to add up real quickly with a big hit from the shot.
Yeah, as I said, Beladian's armor break every turn. It's going to be too much to deal with for Wookie, it seems here. Now, Gany can actually finish off the Vanessa here if he chooses to. But no, he's going to ventilate, going for the smarter play, getting that team healed up, and like I said, just getting so much attack bar right now.
Right, when you're ahead, get more ahead, and that ventilate is such a good skill at doing that. Now this Jamire is in desperate situation, and in fact, it will be iGenus taking the first game here over Wookie. And it just looked like with that Bella, it gave him a little bit of extra sustainability and kind of, buffs to his team.
Yeah, so I was really excited to see the second waning Beladian, and I was not let down because that Bella carried that match super hard with the armor breaks, with the heals, the Gany and Beladian combo. Write that one down, boys. That one is spicy, man.
You heard it from Peter, guys. That's our first spicy Peter pick of the day, and what an exciting matchup there. And we are already ready for the next game, guys, so let's jump into game number 2 here. All right, so you can see last round we banned the Fran and the Diana. And do you think Wookie might think about banning the Bella this time around?
If I was Wookie, personally, I would not ban the Belladian, and I would rather ban something, you know, a bit more consistent, because although the Belladian was really, really strong that game, I feel that if he takes away the Ganny or bans it, it could be actually a lot easier to deal with.
Okay, very interesting. Well, let's see exactly what they want to do. And if you're iGenus, you won that first game, how do you prepare for this next one?
If you're iGenus, you already have the first win, you're feeling pretty good about the game, and now he comes in with the Josephine ban. This is telling me that he might actually go with a more CC-oriented lineup this time, and Wookie with the Edna ban, which was not even picked by Genus. So I'm pretty sure Wookie knows Genus personally.
All right, really interesting. Yeah, some very personal pre-bans here. And of course, Josephine having that amazing stripping ability. And there you can see Wookie first picking the Half Lord to maybe kind of take advantage of that himself.
Yeah, so Genus right now, he has the ability to pick Ganny, which was so key to his victory last time, and he does take it along with the Fran. So this guy, he currently basically has infinite immunity and attack buff.
Yeah, really just looking to keep himself alive to outlast his opponent, the Vanessa, and our Water Monkey Shiho coming through there from Wookie.
Now, I really like that Water Monkey pick from Wookie because Shihu is a great combo with Ganymede and he does not want to let that happen. And now Genus, he sees the Shihu, he's like, all right, man, it's time to bring out the big guns. And here comes a Diana. And what is he going to pick? Sierra. So triple wind against the Shihu right now. This is looking to be a wind-heavy matchup.
Yeah, absolutely. Some big, big wind characters come there. And of course, the Fran as well in the mix. So we will finish it off with a Daphnis, like you were saying. He got a buff. So we've been seeing a lot more of him across the meta of the game, especially when I've been watching some of the replays. It seems like he is very popular right now.
Yeah, for sure. Even me, myself, I just completely maxed my Daphnis' skills with Devilmons, and that's a pretty big deal to me because I don't have too much... Wait a minute. I don't have too much of those, but hold on. What is going on?
What is that, Peter? What?
Okay, so he picks the, so to say, the poor man's Velodual with a bit of healing, with a bit of reset as well. So I actually quite like this sneaky pick coming in from Wookie. He's already down one game. He does not want to go down again. So it seems he brought out his trump card.
All right, we'll see how it plays out. You can see iGenus a little thrown off by this, and what's that at the end? Is that a fairy?
Yeah, that is the Water Fairy Second Awakened form. This iGenus man, he has all the Second Awakened forms, and he is just flexing them right now in this tournament.
Well, I am curious to see if Wookie will allow that to go through based on the results of the last round, or if he feels like maybe the Diana or the Fran, which are pretty typical bans, might be the better pick here.
If I was Wookie, I could potentially consider banning Diana, as that is the only stripper, and he does do so, as well as Diana putting so much threat on the Shihu, so I definitely agree with that ban. And Genus banned the Hathor, predicting maybe Fran gets banned, and he has no immunity left.
All right, so we are getting into game number 2 here. The first game was taken by iGenus, so Wookie on the ropes. It is all up to this. He has to win, or else he will be out of the tournament.
All right, but this is very interesting. I am, to be honest, not sure if that Delphoid has runes. It might be missing a slot 3 or something because it did not have will runes and it also was super slow. So I'm very curious as to what build that is on. But right now, Fran just did AoE buffs, allowing the Daphnis to get that snipe in. It's a 4v3 already, man.
Wow, what a huge snipe there from Daphnis for Wookie. Now let's see what iGenus can do here. A little bit of damage being done with our Second Awakening Fairy, and we'll see exactly if she could pair up as well with the Ganny. We've still got the Fran there, so it feels like we still have a lot of sustainability and immunity with iGenus' comp.
Yeah, so what iGenus needs to do right now with this comp is he's pretty much already given up on damage as Sierra was his sole damage dealer. Now, he needs to just control everything down with the Water Fairy Second Awakened form, just sleeping everything down and also resetting the Delphoid so that she does not cleanse everyone.
All right, we'll see if he can get some of those big sleeps off from our Water Fairy here. And it is not terrible yet here for iGenus. He hasn't taken much damage except for that very first attack.
Yeah, I mean, right now, iGenus, he's looking very healthy. He's landing a lot of sleeps, but the Shihu comes back with the Violent Proc. I believe he should be going for the triple stun here, and will he get it? Oh my god, the monkeys today are not landing much stuns.
And that is a pretty high stun percentage chance. Just not the day for him. A freeze coming down here onto Shiwu, but he is back up as well.
Yeah, so right now, Gany, he has a third skill up. He really needs to think carefully about what he resets there. And I, to be honest, do question the reset on Vanessa a bit, because it's not like he has a lot of damage. He's not going to kill anything anytime soon. I feel like he should have reset maybe the Delphoid or Daphnis there.
Yeah, absolutely. Try to mitigate some of that damage. I mean, that's the name of the game here for iGenus at that point. Fran getting desperately low. Usually Fran's the first character that gets picked on in a battle here, and she's the second one this time, but she's getting a little bit down on health there.
Yeah, so right now you can see that Delphoid, because she did not get reset, she has immunity up next turn, and that pretty much means Genus is going to be in a really, really tough spot to try to pull off any type of comeback.
All right, he's going to ventilate here, bringing back the abilities of his units.
Oh, man. Monkey needed to stun there, but he did not get it. So Fran is going to be able to put up the immunity as well as the attack buff, meaning the heals are stronger. So when you see the next fairy heal, it might just heal her up to full HP.
The monkey stun's just not coming through today for our players. Now there is the immunity that you were talking about just a second ago coming through here for Wookiee. So now both players...
that heal.
Oh no.
Yeah, so right now you can see Fran, he actually decided to save the second skill there, which makes... I mean, I guess he thought that he could survive. And will he actually survive? No, right? Because Shihu's going to move right now. He is going to snipe the Fran. So had he gone for the heal there, he might have actually survived. So that was a bit of a misplay from him, I feel.
All right, and this looks like it will be the Fran going down here. So it is just the Water Fairy and the Gany left here. But that is the Daphnis going down from the Water Fairy.
Yeah, so right now, he did manage to take down the Daphnis. So it's a 3v2. But the only way for him to win this now is for the Water Fairy to do crazy stuff. And we did see that that thing was on Revenge Runes, right? So if he keeps hitting it and gets froze every time he hits it, he might be able to do it, but this will definitely be very tough.
Right, so it's going to be a tough hill for your iGenus to climb. You're going to need a lot of sleeps and freezes coming through. Does get the sleep there. And now the counter punch coming in, but not a significant. Well, that was a pretty big one. He got the stun.
Yeah, he got the stun, meaning the Water Fairy is not going to be able to heal up from a Violent proc. And now Shihu's just going to lay out more damage onto her. She is hanging on by literally a thread, which is going to get crit by the Delphoid, but she survives. However, I feel that at this point, there's nothing he can do. It seems like a checkmate because Shihu is going to move, and there she goes.
Yeah, and now the monkey's going to lay into our Gany, who is looking very alone right now, taking a bunch of damage once again from our water monkey. And this is about GG here for iGenus.
Yeah, so I really like that instead of just like last time where we had a 2-0, this time we actually have 1-1. So this is going to be a really intense match to watch on the next round.
Well, we saw some unique stuff coming out there, especially from Wookiee, kind of surprising us with some of what he was bringing to the table there.
Yeah, Wookiee, he saw that he lost the first round, so he decides, I'm going to switch up my lineup a bit, and that's exactly what he did, and it worked. It worked on iGenus' comp. He identified the threats on Genus' side to be Diana and Sierra, so he bans the Diana and one-shots the Sierra, and I feel like that was the pivotal thing to his victory here.
Absolutely. Okay, well, we go into our deciding game number 3 between Wookiee and iGenus. Let's get into it. These are fast and furious, man. We're just getting through this.
Yeah. All right, so we can see right here, the last round pre-bans were Josephine and Ethna. So now, what kind of pre-ban will we see out of Wookiee? So he decides to ban the Diana this time. He says no thank you to the horse yet again. He really does not like it because that is the second time that he's done that.
Yeah, he's not a fan of that horse here. And I believe that these are the exact two same pre-bans we had in game number 1.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So they banned the same things that they banned on the first round. So we can tell that these players really do not like dealing with those units. And here comes the Gany first pick.
This looks pretty familiar. Genus really likes the Gany. It is his favorite unit. He's ran it in every game here so far. And there is the Hathor and the Sierra. Quick picks there from Wookiee.
Yeah, so Wookiee right now, he's giving up the Vanessa, which is the stronger speed leader, for Sierra's more burst potential kit. So we should be seeing Genus pick up the Vanessa here. And now let's see what he will take this time. Who knows, like, maybe he'll pull out some Second Awaken Dark Pixie or something.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for that last card from him. All right, there is the Vanessa as you predicted. Now he's got to follow it up with the Verd here, looking more towards one of those speedy comps that we saw earlier.
Yeah, so as I said, Genus picks up the Vanessa, and this Vertihell, I have no idea if it's on Swift or Violent. Whatever the case, it's going to be so destructive to the match, and there are the picks I wanted to see. Josephine and Antares. These guys are great at countering CC. Genus is now going to want to pick up more damage rather than CC here.
All right, so we're going to see exactly what kind of damage Genus wants to do. Could it be something like an Aegir, or what are you thinking here?
Yeah, I think Aegir is not that bad of an option, although there are the 2 win threats. So this is a really scary draft by Wookie because Genus right now, he needs to worry about the Hathor, he needs to worry about the Sierra, and then he needs to worry about all the turns Wookie's going to get. So he decides the Shihu and the Water Fairy again is going to be the right choice. So he is going to have to get that Hathor reset, or he's going to have to ban it.
All right, we'll see exactly what the last card or the last monster that Wookie wants to pick here is. What are you thinking here? Well, we've got the Antares here. So what else do you think could pair well with that?
I don't think he's going to pair another unit with Antares here because Genus does not have too much AoE CC. He might be bringing something to deal with the Water Fairy sleep, but no, okay, he decides to go completely offensive, bringing in the Aegir. So now I think that Wookie could be banning the... I actually don't know here. There's so many things. All right, Shihu ban it is.
Yeah, Shihu, and again, the Hathor being banned out from Wookie. So that is 2 games in a row where Hathor has been banned here, and we are going to jump right into our third and deciding match here between Wookie and iGenus. So it's pretty exciting that we get out of the 2. We only get 2 best of 3s, but we get 1 game 3 out of it.
Yeah, so right now we jump right into that game 3. Ganymede getting the first turn here, and there are so many non-Will-Rune units on Wookie's side. And he chooses to reset the Josephine. He does not want the shields or the provokes around.
Okay, let's see how iGenus wants to play this. Just a little poke attack there from Ganymede, and I believe his Verd is up next.
Yeah, Vertihell, he's probably going to focus on either Antares or Sierra. He chooses the Antares, and he gets a proc. It's a little scary when you proc into Antares because that dude might start getting crazy procs. But the Water Fairy decides to sleep the Aegir there. He does not want to deal with the attack bars.
Right, absolutely, that damage coming through, and now we're down to about a very low health here on Antares. He is looking very weak.
Yeah, but Antares, he jumps right back up, gets that proc. He's going to be able to vamp life here. It did about half, but oh my gosh. Did you see that revenge?
That freeze. The freeze comes through.
That Water Fairy, man. It's so scary to hit, because anytime you hit it, you have a chance of getting CC'd.
That's crazy. All right, so we've got a frozen Antares now, and now the Verd. The Verd is very weak, taking a little bit of continuous damage here, and a little bit of damage going on to the Fairy now as well.
Yeah, so right now, Wookie, he really wanted to stun the Fairy there so that Vertihell does not get that heal. Unfortunately, he did not get it, so Genus right now, he's going to just lay out the Violent procs from the Vanessa and take out the Antares, or... Oh, that was... okay, I guess that was some calculation move from him.
All right, and the Antares does end up going down here. So now it is a 4v3 advantage here for iGenus. What is Wookie going to have to do to come back in this one?
He's going to have to like slap his face right now, try to wake himself up because all of his units are sleeping. They're literally all dozing off. What are you guys doing? Help me. I'm losing, guys. Wake up. That is what he must be thinking right now because Genus right now, he's going to take out the Sierra. He has another 2-turn sleep there. Look at that.
Oh my gosh, another sleep coming through. It's summer vacation here for Wookie. He gets to sleep in all day. iGenus, the early bird, catches the worm, and he is putting Wookie on the back foot now.
Yeah, and he even landed the armor break onto water there, but Josephine is actually going to proc out of it. Tried to double stun there, did not get it. So now he's going to be cleansing the Vertihell, and they're just going to keep moving right now and try his best to take down the Josephine.
Well, it's looking very, very good for iGenus here. The counter's coming through, but not a significant amount of damage being done. Of course, that shield on Josephine there, absorbing and buying a little bit of time, and she does get the stun, but it's still probably not enough.
Yeah, this Josephine is definitely going to be going down here. Whether he decides to reset Josephine or not does not matter because this guy has so much upper hand right now that he could literally press the auto button and it would still be possible to win.
Well, it doesn't look like he's done that quite yet, but there goes the Josephine, so it is just the Aegir left, and it is dire for him.
Come on, Aegir, proc every turn. Let's go, baby.
You always want to see crazy stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
I'm ready for it. I want to yell at the screen, man. Like, let's do it.
Yeah, I'm all about the hype. However, he's just gonna get constantly slept down with the Vertihowl looping on him. So it seems that Genus should be taking the game 3 here.
All right, so we're almost done. And I know a lot of you guys are looking for the coupon code, so stay with us, because after this match, it will be coming for you. And this one is slowly drawing to a close. That is a very weak Ager. Looks like this might be it. In fact, it is. It'll be iGenus taking the match versus Wookie and moving on to the semifinals. And like we said, guys, there's a coupon code coming up. So
Well-
do you want that?
Yeah, of course.
I'm
I
writing
want
it
the
down
coupon.
like while we're waiting.
Yeah, like give me the coupon right now, man. Bring me my phone. Where is it? I gotta redeem that code myself too because I want some NAF eyes, man.
Somebody screenshot this for us and send it to us. I might need this.
I'm sure the viewers want the NAF 5s too, you know.
Oh man, that was a good one there between those two. A lot of interesting changes made between the 3 games. I mean, especially Wookie in that second game. I thought that was really fascinating, bringing out some weak stuff with that Delphi.
Yeah, Delphoy is the name, but
Delphoy,
like I
Delphoy.
said, I really don't understand what kind of runeset that was on, so I really hope that I get to learn what it was on soon. But anyways, both players did fantastically well in all 3 matches, but it just ended up that Genus had the upper hand and he takes the victory here.
All right, well, that will be it for match number 2 here. We move on to the semifinals. Those will be 2 best of 5 guys. Stick with us. We're going to take another short break. We'll be back with more SWC 2019.
It's been such a joy to have been your mom.
Thanks, Rakuni. I'll always remember you.
Summoner's War. Download now on App Store and Google Play.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Summoner's War World Arena Championships 2019. This is the Asia Pacific region. You are watching the Australia-New Zealand prelims here as we get ready to move on to our semifinals, which will be 2 best-of-5s. But first, let's take a look at the highlight from the last match. Hopefully soon. We have a highlight coming very soon.
All right, it's the highlight of us then.
Okay, let's look at the highlight now.
Yeah.
Too fast, too good. All right, so this was ℒucky and iGenus, and this was the first game which iGenus did end up taking.
Yeah, so here we see the Beladian yet again with all those damage dealers. So we see that iGenus, although I expected him to go maybe a bit more CC heavy, he actually ended up going with Shihu, Ager, armor breaks all the time throughout this competition.
Yeah, it really looked like he wanted to focus things down there, but this Shihu getting some big stuns there. In the end, early on the monkey stuns weren't coming through, but we had a couple come through for iGenus at the end there.
Yeah, you can see there once again, the Gani ventilate into Beladian combo, so devastating, so many turns, so many heals, so many everything pretty much.
Just allowing iGenus to kind of keep himself going and do what he wants there. And then in a game number 2 though, ℒucky made some interesting changes and actually was able to take this.
Yeah, so here he went with the super offensive lineup as well, getting that bomb off on Vertihal, bringing him down really low since the very beginning.
Right. And then we're right into game number 3. That went really fast for us here. And this was iGenus taking the match here. Really liking these Second Awakening characters from iGenus. We've seen the Bella and we've seen the Fairy.
Yeah, and I can definitely see why he likes that because, oh my goodness, this Fairy has done so much work for iGenus, just sleeping everything, revenging, healing so much. She is such a power pick.
Yeah, there's a lot of potential built into her. So that was our last match of the quarterfinals. Those were best of 3s. Now we're in the semis. These are best of 5s. So we get 5 potential big games. We always hope for 5. That's always what we want. We want to see a close match between the 2 players. But coming up here, this is going to be really difficult here for ℒuckyℳádman, I feel like, because like you were talking about this before the broadcast, that Diligent is just really strong.
Yeah, Diligent, he is a very well-known player in the game. He's gotten so many high RTA rank achievements, and this guy, I even fought him myself, and he's no joke. His runes are very fast, very good. He knows how to play the game, and this is going to be a best of 5, meaning that whoever has better rune quality, whoever is more focused and is making the right choices are going to come out ahead.
I'm really excited to see this. Diligent, a very strong player, but let's take a quick look at our bracket, guys, and see exactly how this is all shaping up. All right, so there you can see it, guys. It will be Diligent versus ℒuckyℳádman, like we were just talking about. ℒuckyℳádman 2-0ing ℒpinkNasty in our first match of the day. Then we will be moving on to iGenus versus Groot, and this is going to be really exciting. I think iGenus versus Groot should be one of our best matchups of the day.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, all of them are best matchups, but that one, we are really looking forward to it as well. I really want ℒucky and Genus to pull out something new this time because right now, Diligent and Groot, if they were watching the stream, they have the advantage of knowing what type of units they were using.
Right, that's the advantage of being those higher seeds in tournaments like this, especially when you get a bye like that. You get to watch what your opponent is doing, kind of make adjustments based off of that. Now, after the semifinals, we get the winners, they go to the finals, and then it's another best of 5 to decide it all. But both players that make it to the finals do end up getting to move on to the next phase of the Asia Pacific region. So really big stuff here in these semifinals, a really important moment for these players. And man, I am so excited. This is the matchup next here. It will be Diligent versus ℒuckyℳádman. Now ℒuckyℳádman, we got to see him. He likes some of this Oki, Diana, Vanessa kind of thing. Of course, everybody likes Fran. We can see Diligent does as well, but Diligent looking like he likes maybe something a little bit different here.
Yeah, so far, we haven't really seen much Light Dark Nat 5s. The game was pretty much kept vanilla, so to say, but Diligent says no. He brings in the chocolate-flavored Sierra, Gianna. That is going to be such a power pick for Diligent, man.
That's awesome. I love dark chocolate. And by the way, you just got me thinking about that. But anyway, so what about these bans here? I'm a little bit curious. Diligent likes to ban Amelia and Wusa. What's up with that?
So that is based on the fact that Diligent, if you see his lineup, his most picked monsters have Gani, Hathor, and Okeanos in it, as well as Gianna as the only stripper. So I bet you he's ran into a lot of scenarios where opponents would stack immunity on him and his Gianna would get banned out, leading to a more difficult matchup.
All right, very good. And I can't wait to see exactly how ℒuckyℳádman deals with this, because like we've been saying, you know, Diligent is just so strong. It seems like he's got a very consistent lineup. He's kind of figured out the way his comp works. What are you thinking if you're ℒuckyℳádman going into this?
If I'm ℒuckyℳádman, I want to stay true to my strengths that I showed against the other guy. And I want to be just getting that first turn with the Vertical, Speed Leader Okeanos, and try to control Diligent down.
All right, I like it. Well, we are going to find out exactly how these two players want to do this. We are jumping into the first match of our semifinals. It will be Diligent versus ℒuckyℳádman. All right, so once again, we have two players sporting the New Zealand flag here. It'll be Diligent on the left, even though that isn't English, it's okay. We know he's Diligent because the other one's ℒuckyℳádman.
Yes, and now we see the ℒuckyℳádman banning out Diligent's Gianna, obviously having studied his opponents because he's been making very target pre-bans throughout this whole tourney. And now, what is the first pick going to be from Diligent here? Because he knows ℒuckyℳádman likes the first turn, but he takes the Fran here.
All right, feeling comfortable with that Fran pick is Diligent. We'll see. We've got the Gani and the Vanessa. We've got that speed thing you were talking about.
Yeah, so ℒuckyℳádman, I like what he's doing. He's sticking to his strengths, brings in the Speed Leader and some control, but now Diligent says, no thank you, you're not getting the first turn on me. I'm bringing in my own Speed Leader and a Swift Oki. So now ℒucky has to adjust to not having Oki, which is why he does Wusa here.
There you go. Wusa causes Diligent a lot of fits. So it definitely a smart pick here, I think, by ℒuckyℳádman. He does have the Verd in there as well, so trying to kind of stack up his own speed.
Yeah, so ℒuckyℳádman right now, the problem is that his team is a little too defensive in my opinion. He doesn't really have too much damage other than Vanessa and Vertical looping. So I expect him to bring in some damage like Dion Turris there. Very, very good pick by him.
All right, and it will be Diligent wrapping things up with a Tiana and a Diana. I'm going to try to get those correct as best I can. They're so close. They're so one letter off.
Yeah, you're doing an absolute good job with the names. And now ℒuckyℳádman bans out the Sierra, probably because Sierra is scary, but not only that, he doesn't want that 24% Speed Leader around. Whereas Diligent, he actually chooses to ban the Wusa rather than ℒuckyℳádman's only Speed Leader. So we'll see how this turns out.
All right, really excited about this one. We are going to jump into this. Once again, this is a best of 5, guys, so this one is going to be the first one to win 3 games. And we will jump into it as ℒuckyℳádman on the top, Diligent on the bottom.
All right, so Diligent gets the first turn here and also lands a reset on Gani with the weaker Speed Leader. So he's showing that his Okeanos is very high speed. Diana should not be transforming here because the opponent would cut. Very smart. And now Tiana decides to use the Winds of Change, removing everything and giving his team more attack bar. Into the Fran, sustain.
Yeah, there you go. The Fran coming down here with the immunity and the attack buff here. ℒuckyℳádman considering his next move, trying to decide exactly how he's going to play this out. Fran attacks there, of course. Now ℒuckyℳádman comes back, does not much damage there.
Yeah, so ℒuckyℳádman, he doesn't really want to give any attack bar to this Diana right now, and he wants to get rid of it ASAP because that is his main source of damage other than Tiana, and oh my goodness, Okeanoses are so good today.
What a huge stun. Every character has been stunned for ℒuckyℳádman. That is a bit unfortunate for him there.
Yeah, and something important to note here is that Ganymede proc is so huge for ℒuckyℳádman because Diana would have finished off the Gany before, but now, wow, that's still a lot of damage, almost finishing him off. Maybe with the proc he'll do it, but no caster curse this time. All right, there we go.
Couldn't quite get it with the proc there, but that is a very weak Ganymede here, and we've still got a stun on the right here. ℒuckyℳádman looking a little bit desperate now.
Yeah, right now, he's really taking his time to think about what to do. Diligent goes with the reset onto the Vanessa, getting rid of that revive because Tiana's going to follow up to finish off the Ganymede. That was really well played by him.
Yeah, really well done by Diligent. And just so you guys know, there's a Chinese flag there under Diligent. That's not correct. He's actually Australian, so please keep in that mind. We apologize for that, but let's get back to the match.
All right, so on Turris right now, he wants to be landing some stuns, but unfortunately, he did not get much stuns throughout this match. And now, it seems like he has to choose between hitting Diana or Fran, and he's probably going to hit Diana.
Yeah, I only saw one stun come out that I can remember out of that Arcturus. There's the shield coming in from Diana. Not doing much damage on that hit, though, but the heal coming through from the Fran.
Yeah, and now Antares gets a turn here yet again. He tried to go for the stun, did not get it. Lucky is really banking on the Antares to shut down the Diana and everything else on the team right now. So we'll see if he can continue using the Antares to get what he wants, because right now, Diligent is laying out the damage on Vanessa.
Yeah, absolutely. Vanessa getting very weak here. Trying to take down the Oki. Let's see if he gets anything. He gets one stun on the Diana there. The Baird coming in, doing a bit more damage to the Oki. The Oki's getting a little low here.
Oh, there we go. Antares with the attack buff again manages to finish off Okeanos. So this is a 3v3, and keep in mind that Lucky has 3 fire here, whereas Diligent has 2 wind damage there. So I believe Lucky can still win this.
Yeah, Lucky's definitely seems to still be in this. I mean, he did lose his Vanessa here, but a very healthy Baird and a very, very healthy Antares as well. Still alive for him, and that Fran's getting a little bit low, but there's that Diana shield.
Yeah, I give ℒuckyℳádman so much props for what he's doing right now. He knows that the 2 wind are not too big of a threat, so he's just going for the Fran, which is absolutely the correct choice. So he's going to just keep focusing it down, trying to get stuns. Unfortunately, Diana is the one doing stuns.
Yeah, Diana does get a stun here. Fran is slowed, but ideally you just want to nuke down the Fran here as quickly as you can. Like you said, it's just the winds left, but ooh, there's another stun here. Now Diana transforms into her human form.
Wait, the Antares just cut the Diana form. This is ℒuckyℳádman's chance to lay out some damage onto Diana, and he's actually going to kill it here.
Oh my god.
Wow.
What a moment here for ℒuckyℳádman. He gets the Diana down, and that is a stunned Fran now as well.
That was so huge, because right now, Lucky just came back straight from that 1 proc, stealing away the dinosaur, made it so that she's so squishy that she pretty much just disappeared.
And even with the immunity and the heals coming down from Fran, she's already getting dangerously low. Once again, there just isn't much damage left here for Diligent.
Yeah, Diligent right now, he's just trying his hardest to kill the Antares with the Tiana, but unfortunately, he's not landing too much armor breaks, and the round 1 goes to ℒuckyℳádman.
Antares, the real MVP, I feel like, for ℒuckyℳádman there. What a proc he got there.
Yeah, I mean, like, he was literally losing up until that point, but the second Antares stole that finally once in the whole match, bam, the match is over, boys.
That was a crazy good match up there, and ℒuckyℳádman maybe doing it here, maybe looking to get this upset onto Diligent. And in fact, we are already ready for our next game. We're going into game number 2 of this best of 5 right now. I'm gonna bang those drums. Bum, 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 bum. We're getting ready for this. And then, so we can't do the same bands, just a reminder.
Yep, so we see here that ℒuckyℳádman, he's getting the first pick here, so he decides to ban the Hathor, and he must have put in a lot of thought into it, because he knows that he's going to probably be able to get Ganny off of this, or will he actually take Fran? I'm not sure, but always when you have the first pick in these type of matches, it makes you think and it lets you draft a strategy around it.
All right, so it will be the Fran, and then countered by the Ganny here. Let's see what Diligent's second pick will be in that slot there. What are you thinking? Is something fast, so trying to get one of those speed leaders?
Well, he answers that question for you. He decides to go with the Okeanos, so this guy is really laying out the CC right off the bat. And now Lucky answers back with his speedy units. Now, how is Diligent going to respond to this?
There is the Gianna that he is very fond of here. Let's see what Diligent will follow up next with after that Gianna. Could be a lot still available for him in some of his favorites. And there is the Ragdoll.
Oh, there's the chocolate ones that I was talking about. Ragdoll and Gianna. Oh boy, this will be really tough for ℒuckyℳádman to draft around, because, to be honest, there's not too much counter to those 2 together. So he's already pretty much thinking about banning one of them. So he knows right now that he's going to have to deal with Ganny and Oki most likely. So he picks the Josephine, which tells me that usually they don't ban Gianna when they pick it. So it seems he's going to let it through and goes with the Ethna to be more offensive, which I like.
All right, a little bit of offense coming through there. At the end, what will Diligent's final pick here be? He's got a few more seconds to think about it if he wants. There's still a few things available for him. You could go with something like just something meta like a Diana, or there you go, the Vela can come through here.
Yeah, so he actually went pretty defensive there, not even opting for a speed leader against ℒuckyℳádman's very offensive lineup. So I believe that Diligent must have some type of plan around this Vela Jewel, and he does actually get to keep it while ℒuckyℳádman bans the Gianna. So maybe he predicted a Josephine ban. Who knows?
Yeah, absolutely. Josephine was the one that did end up getting banned there. As we jump into this game, of course, ℒuckyℳádman up 1-0 here. And once again, we're sorry about the Diligent graphic. He is from Australia, not China. This is only Australian and New Zealand players here today, so let's get into this one.
Yeah, so ℒuckyℳádman, he gets the first turn. He's going to capture Ganny. It seems that he does not want to let that thing do his thing, but unfortunately no stun, but Fran's going to be able to put up immunity anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much right now.
All right, so we got the immunity going. We'll see exactly what the counter will be here. Just a little bit of an attack debuff there.
Oh, wow, that's really huge, actually. Okeanos managed to cut there, and he removed the attack buff, making that bomb not do as much damage, but unfortunately, he did miss the immunity, meaning Ganny's still going to take a lot of damage.
Oof, yeah, Ganny very, very hurt here. Return fire onto Sierra, not really doing much. We're getting the attack buff going here, and a little bit of more damage done to her now.
Yeah, right now, what I'm getting out of Lucky is he's going to take down this Ganny as soon as he can, and once he's done with that, he's just going to keep picking them off one by one.
All right, that seems to be the way that he wants to do things. Of course, there's the Ventilate from Ganymede. You want to try and utilize that while you still have it available, of course, because it seems like that Ganymede might be going down soon.
Yeah, and this Sierra right now, so much sustain coming out of the Fran. She is holding on with such a healthy amount of life pool. Diligent right now really needs to get rid of that Sierra ASAP.
All right, we'll see if he can find a way to do that. The stun does come down onto the Fran. There is a bit more damage being done here. You see, but the Fran just has the attack available.
Yeah, so right now, ℒuckyℳádman, he is trying to get the bombs off while he can, while the Vela Jewel does not have immunity, but unfortunately, he did not get a proc, meaning Vela Jewel puts 3-turn immunity up, and the Ragdoll Violent proc is gonna be able to finish off Sierra. That is a huge proc.
So Diligent is right back in this now. Now we're trying to focus down the Oki. It's ℒuckyℳádman's new target here. He returns fire, but doesn't get much going there.
Yeah, right now, ℒuckyℳádman, he still does have his Fran's third skill up, so he's not too worried about Sierra going down. He's going to go for the armor break right now to let Vertihau do more damage. Unfortunately, does not land it.
All right, so the armor break not coming through here. Bit more damage being done here with the Ragdoll who's coming in, but it is resisted there.
Yeah, so right now, although Ethna resisted that, she is so low on HP that literally one hit from Vela Jewel was going to kill it, but Fran cuts in with the heal, and Vela Jewel proc too. Everything is just moving so much and so fast right now. This is crazy.
Yeah, this is quite the game we've got going back and forth between these two players.
Oh!
And that will be the Etna going down there. Now it's the Ragdoll's turn on this stunned up Verdu. Takes quite a bit of damage.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's just it. Diligent will take that game. That went even faster than I think either of us were ready for there.
Yeah, just in one turn, it was all done because he managed to take out the Ethna. He also managed to take out the other thing that basically kept ℒuckyℳádman in the match.
That was nuts. That really turned around so fast there for Diligent. It just felt like it was instantaneous.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, we're trying to keep up with the match here right now the best we can, explaining everything that's going down, and then next second, they're all dead. Like, what's going on?
Oh, it's just nuts. Well, guess what? We just get to go right into game number 3, guys. We're going to get it started right now. All right, so we had the Vanessa and the Hathor bands last time, and this time we are getting the Gianna. Just do not want to let Diligent have that, and it will be the Vertihau coming through as well.
Yeah, so Diligent, he knows ℒuckyℳádman keeps going with that Vertihau pick, getting ℒuckyℳádman so many first turns, so that is definitely a respect band coming out of him. And now what is Diligent going to get out of his first pick here?
Yeah, absolutely, we saw it going Fran, but this time, it will be the Ganny.
Yeah, he was flashing it a bit, you know, as if trying to think, but no. He wants that Ganny because he knows Lucky Madman loves that Ganymede, and Lucky responds back with Vanessa and Fran. So now, I believe Diligent should be going for maybe a speed leader route.
All right, we'll see which one, if he's going to pick Sierra or something else. There is Hathor and Ragdoll, though, coming here.
Okay, so he does not go with the speed leader. He just prioritizes the Hathor pick right away and also takes the Ragdoll because this guy right now, he wants to save the last two picks as more of a surprise. I guess he doesn't want to put in that Sierra right off the bat into a Fran.
Yeah, absolutely. And that Ragdoll looked pretty strong last game. It did quite a bit of damage for him. So we'll see. It's going to be Josephine and Daphne here coming in for Lucky Madman. And there's a Triana, and a final pick will be what? For Diligent, it'll be Oki once again.
Yeah, so Lucky Madman going back to the Daphnis pick once again. It forces Diligent to make a reactionary pick through the Triana, and then he finishes his lineup off with the Oki, which is very interesting because Lucky right now, he has Josephine and Fran and the Antares. He pretty much has the Exodia anti-CC set.
All right. Well, this looks very interesting here for Lucky Madman. Will be Fran being banned and Ganny being banned for Diligent.
Yeah, so now Diligent, he somehow has to deal with the Josephine and Antares constantly moving out of stuns and CC. This will be very interesting to watch.
All right, this is our third game of the best of 5 here. It is tied 1-1 between Lucky Madman and Diligent.
Yeah, so right now, Diligent, he is getting the first turn with the Okeanos, really thinking carefully about what he's going to do, and he chooses to reset the Josephine because he wants to Hathor sleep right now, and he doesn't want Josephine waking up from it.
All right, we get 2 sleeps down there, the Antares and the Josephine.
Gosh. Wow, I've actually never seen this before. This Vanessa is faster than Daphnis. Oh, allowing the Daphnis to potentially have gone with the armor break damage, but now Diligent with the Ragdoll passive is going to be able to put up some immunity, gets stripped and armor broken once again, but Triana's still hanging on.
Yeah, huge damage done to Triana. Ragdoll trying to counter onto Vanessa, not much doing there. Just another hit there from Oki, and he's trying to get this Vanessa down. This is a scary Vanessa.
Yeah, right now, this Triana is really, really low. He wants to keep that alive as much as possible, so he really needs to avoid those Vanessa procs.
All right, let's see if he can. Getting some big damage onto that Daphnis from the Ragdoll here, but the AoE comes through. It's just not quite enough to take that Triana down.
Yeah, she just keeps living, man. She's like that bug in your room that you want gone, but she just refuses to go away. Look at that. She's going to have heal up next turn again.
All right, let's see if she can get to it, if she will be able to, and the continuous damage ends up knocking that, not the Antares, excuse me, the Daphnis out of here.
Yeah, right now, although Diligent has a Triana on such a low HP, Antares managed to cut in finally, taking her out. It's a 3v3, but that Vanessa is almost out of the game, so Lucky right now, he needs to get as much stuns as possible.
Yeah, he's trying to find some way to get that to go. The sleep comes through onto Josephine here, but he does get the stun onto the Ragdoll from Antares.
Yeah, so right now, Lucky could potentially just go all in onto the Ragdoll while it's stunned, but he chooses not to, which makes sense, so I believe that was the right choice by him, but he's gonna get slept once again here.
Oh, and it gets all 3. The AoE sleep, everybody's asleep for Lucky Madman. This time it's his turn to be on summer break. Bye-bye, Vanessa. And now he's got a few more turns here. Does Diligent to decide what to do.
Yeah, Diligent right now, he's just picking targets off one by one. Lucky gets the proc there, but he does not manage to stun the Oki or take him down. And if you just saw that swing by Ragdoll, all it will take is one more hit and he is gone.
All right, the stun does come through onto Antares. So it's going to be challenging here as more damage being done, and bye-bye Antares, and it is a 3v1 here for Diligent.
Yeah, this one, Lucky has no way of coming back from it, so what Lucky needs to do right now is just really think about what went wrong this match, what disadvantages did he have in pick ban, and apply that to the next match.
Yeah, it really seems like with the combination of Oki and these other units, Ragdoll as well, and yes, it will be Diligent taking this game, but the Ragdoll's doing so much damage, the Oki's causing all these CC problems, and there just doesn't seem to be much of an answer there. Even you have Antares, but your CC doesn't seem to be coming through for you.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, like I said in the beginning, Lucky Madman pretty much picked all the anti-CC units that he could gather up, but unfortunately this time it did not go in his favor, and Diligent was consistently able to lock everything down one by one.
Yeah, so I think Lucky maybe had the right idea. We'll see. We are ready for game number 4, guys. Let's jump into it. All right, so once again, last round, we banned the Verd and the Gianna. So now we can ban something else. Remember this time, guys, in this 2019 SWC, you can't pre-ban the same cards twice in a row. So it's Josephine and the Ragdoll being banned this time.
Yeah, ℒuckyℳádman, he says no thank you to the Ragdoll now. He wants nothing to do with that. And I believe it's Lucky who should be getting the first turn here. So now what is he going to take away from Diligent's comp last game that worked so well for him?
I mean, I'm just like Fran or Ganny, because that's been the first pick every time. One of those two, and yes, it will be the Ganny here from Madman, and quickly followed up by the Vanessa Fran pick from Diligent.
Yeah, so ℒuckyℳádman right now, he's kind of opting for, once again, always picking that speed leader and Vertihal. Diligent knows that Lucky is constantly going to use it, so this guy, he's coming in with the outspeeding combination of Oki Gianna, and this time actually with the speed leader.
Yeah, absolutely. Both players have the speed leader, so now ℒuckyℳádman looking to see exactly how he wants to fill out the rest of this comp. The final 2 monsters, he's got about 10 seconds, and okay, Ager and Wusa, yes, those will be locked in.
Yeah, so we see the Wusa here yet again. This is telling me that Lucky is potentially going to ban out Gianna, because I really see no way of Lucky dealing with the Gianna with the Wusa there. So I feel like that's a pretty no-brainer ban. But now from Diligent's side, is he going to respect ban the Wusa, or will he take out the speed leader here?
Yeah, exactly. It kind of depends on what Diligent wants to do. I mean, it's interesting, you're exactly correct. It will be the Wusa being banned here against ℒuckyMan, and Diligent will have his Gianna banned, but that Hathor's there. That is an interesting CC comp available for Diligent.
Yeah, I finally got the pre-bans completely correct this time, so I'm feeling pretty happy right now. But here we go. Diligent should be getting the first turn with that super fast Okeanos on 33% speed leader.
All right, here we go. We will find out exactly how game number 4 will play out. Diligent is up 2-1, so ℒuckyℳádman on the ropes here. He cannot lose this one. And right away comes this AoE here from Hathor.
Yeah, and he gets everyone with it, which is absolutely crucial. Now he's going to follow that up with the Violent proc into second skill, stripping away Sierra's immunity. So how much is Diligent going to get off this here? That's what really matters.
All right, going into the immunity from Fran, and everyone's asleep once again for ℒuckyℳádman. This buys a little bit of thinking time for Diligent here. We're going to go with the Seal of Fire onto the Sierra.
Yeah, so now, oh my gosh, that proc was so huge. But anyways, Sierra's going to have a bomb up, so she's going to be able to shake away the armor break. But because of the Vanessa proc, she is super unhealthy right now, and Lucky doesn't have sustain either. So this is looking pretty grim for him.
Yeah, Vanessa is stunned, but it doesn't matter. The Purify comes through. She's coming back and doing an attack of her own, but just barely surviving his Sierra.
Yeah, I mean, even though Sierra survived, like I said, without sustain, there's not much that the Sierra can do. So Diligent right now, he's going to keep rotating the CC, banking on Hathor procs, and just pretty much spreading attack break with the friend.
Yeah, absolutely. This is looking dire here for ℒuckyℳádman. The crit comes through, does a little bit of damage there onto the Ager. See exactly what the response will be here with the Vanessa now.
Yeah, I believe he's going to try to armor break Ager. I would have done the same thing. And he gets a crit on top of that into a proc. This Vanessa has done so much this game.
Woof, and the sleep coming through as well from Hathor. Absolutely wrecking with those sleeps this round. Trying to find a way to get this Fran down now is ℒuckyℳádman. He needs to get her down because he doesn't really have any sustain himself.
Yeah, and he got a really huge proc on that Barbaric King just now. That guy was pretty much looking like he's going to die, but because he shook away the armor break, right now, he still has a chance to survive and do something.
All right, we're going to ventilate, get everything back up and running here for ℒuckyℳádman. A couple attacks coming through from Verd there. Looks like it is Ager's turn now. Let's see exactly what he wants to do with that.
Should be going for Confiscate, but he actually gambles and goes for Hathor because he does not want to get set by her again, and he managed to actually get 1 attack bar absorption.
All right, so let's see if that gamble pays off here. There is the Fairy Blessing. Once again, the immunity is back here for the members of Diligent's team. A little bit of damage being done there to Vanessa, but so far she's managed to weather a lot of focus on her.
Yeah, and so has his Barbarian King. He refuses to die. He just keeps healing up from that third skill. And finally, he's going to be able to lock down Lucky Madman's team with Hathor's third skill. And this could actually be a dead Ager here.
Yeah, the big AoE sleep coming through once again from the Hathor. And yes, it will be Ager going down. Now we're down to a half health Verd, but he returns fire onto Vanessa, who's quite weak as well. We're going to get the heal, though, from Fran to bring her back up and running. Lucky Madman in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, that Vanessa, as I said before, just keeps proccing and just keeps critting and just, doing her job to the best she can. So really, for Lucky Madman right now, he needs to kind of, once again, reflect what is he going to change up this time to be Diligent.
Yeah, unfortunately for him, he goes down, and that will be Diligent taking the match. He wins 3 games to 1 against Lucky Madman, and that will be the set for him. And that was just Diligent getting a ton of procs there.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry about that. I just made a mistake and I said Lucky Madman needs to come back, but no. Diligent takes the win. I once again apologize. My brain is all over the place.
It's all good, dude. Don't worry about it. He can go back and reflect for the next match that he plays.
Yeah, for his RTA matches right at home,
Exactly, dude. Well, that is going to do it for our first match of the semifinals. It will be Diligent passing through to the finals himself and securing a pass into the Asia Pacific region. Guys, we are going to take another short break. We will be back with our second match of the semifinals, another best of 5. See you soon.
It's been such a joy to have been your mom.
Thanks, Rakuni. I'll always remember you.
Summoner's War. Download now on App Store and Google Play.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Summoner's War World Arena Championships. This is the Asia Pacific qualifiers for Australia and New Zealand. I'm Paper Thin. With me is Peter, bringing the excellent analysis here for us. And we are through our first semifinals. This day has been blazing by. The games have been fast and furious. Really good games overall. Now we move on to iGenus, our qualifier from the quarterfinals, who now goes up against Groot, who we get to see for the first time today. But first, we've got some highlights coming for you guys. Let's check those out. All right, get ready. Speed time. Go. Go, 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 go. Peter, go.
All right. So Sierra got banned, Wusa got banned. I don't know what's going on. ℒuckyℳádman with the quadruple stun. This allowed Diligent to get so much done in that match because he managed to get the first turn advantage. But, we're pretty soon going to see what happened here with the Antares comeback. So Diana here, he gets the stun. And if he had not greeted there into transforming, he actually would have been fine, I think. But, yeah.
Yeah, what a huge moment that was. That was one of the craziest things we've seen here so far today. And it was a big game here for ℒuckyℳádman. And in the end, I think he just barely took this, and then it was all Diligent after this.
Yeah, I mean, that was one of the best comebacks I've ever seen. So big props to ℒucky, man. He played that fantastically.
Yeah, absolutely. You gotta love it when you see something like that, when somebody can come from behind. It's one of the most exciting things in any game, especially in Summoner's War, of course, and then some big stuff coming here from Diligent, especially from this Ragdoll and the Hathor doing those AoE sleeps, which are just amazing. Look at that damage from that Ragdoll.
Yeah, as you can see here in these clips, the Josephine and Antares were really CC down, so they didn't get a chance to move much, which is where their strength comes from.
Yeah, exactly. And here you can see down goes Antares there. And then it's a 3v1, and that is a very weak Josephine. So game number 2 went to Diligent. And game number 3 would actually end up being the same story here.
Yeah, so right now we see Gianna pre-ban, Wusa pre-ban. And basically what ended up happening here is Diligent played out his CC game flawlessly, and he was able to single out that Sierra way early on in the beginning, and ℒucky was trying so hard to come back with that Vertihal and Ager combo, but unfortunately it did not working out.
Yeah, that Ager just seemed like he wouldn't go down. I mean, it took everything in the kitchen sink that Diligent had, but it does end up going down, and then from there it just snowballed out of control. Diligent would be the one, end up taking that first game in the semifinals and advancing on to the next part of this in the region. The Asia-Pacific region, of course, is where we are. And next up, guys, we're going to take a look at our next matchup. It will be Groot versus iGenus. Let's see how this one's going to shape up. All right, so you can see here, we've seen iGenus. We don't need to talk about him just yet. We'll give Groot the honor here to go first. And we see Oki, Gianna, Sierra, Fran, and then that Lumi at the end. And that one we kind of talked about earlier. It's a little strange.
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, I really hope that this Lumi ends up making a flash. Is that what you call it when it shows up?
Heck yeah.
Yeah, I want to see that Lumi in there. But you can see that they share the same similarity in Sierra and Fran. They both really like taking those units, but it seems that Genus does not have a Gianna, so Groot will have a pretty big advantage coming into this one.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's going to probably maybe be seeing a lot of Gianna banned again, like we saw earlier. Could be. Now, when you look at the bans here for Groot, it looks like a lot of really strong characters. You can see Ragdoll, you can see Hathor, Vanessa in there, Josephine as well. What is he thinking with those bans?
Well, I have a feeling that Groot, he probably does not like to use Hathor. He prefers the ℒuckyℳádman over Hathor, so he decides that he doesn't want to deal with that unit at all. So he just completely bans it out. And as for Vertihal and Vanessa, those units are oriented around first turn and just controlling the match, and he does not like that.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't want to be the one going second here if you can at all help it. And we've seen those Vertihals and those Vanessas be so high prioritized, the Sierras, because speed is so important. Getting those attack bars up, getting your units to be the ones to proactively attack your opponents is just a really big factor in Summoner's War.
Yeah, for sure. Like, in this game, the whole game is literally about turns. So the more turns you get, the more advantage you have. Which is why units like Diana and Vertihal are so strong, because those units are meant to just keep moving.
Yeah, absolutely. It's pretty crazy how interesting that is in a turn-based game like this. But guys, guess what? The first match of our second semifinals is ready. It will be Groot versus iGenus. Let's go. Last time the pre-bans came in really fast, Peter, but I'll see exactly how long this one goes. And I'm really happy that Groot, in fact, has a Groot icon.
Yeah, he's definitely loving that Groot. He is just showing it off. But anyways, iGenus is going to be getting the first pick here. So what is iGenus going to ban around the first pick?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we kind of thought maybe he might be thinking about the Gianna, possibly because that's something he just maybe doesn't have available. We'll see exactly what they're both thinking here. Taking a little bit of time, and I'm tempted to just cast this match just by saying I am Groot the whole time, but I won't do that to you, Peter. It's your first day. I won't.
All right. I like that at least. But anyways, iGenus is, wow, the first time we get a double pre-ban. They both pre-ban the same thing.
Well, it is the most banned monster from each of these players, so maybe not the most surprising, but it is kind of cool to see them ban the exact same thing. So leaves a little bit more doors open here, and right away we see once again it is a Ganymede first pick for iGenus.
Yeah, so iGenus coming into this, he wanted to pick the Gany rather than Hathor, which is why he banned it out. Now Groot is going to get his comfortable picks, which is Sierra and Oki.
Yeah, absolutely. These are two characters that he really, really favors, as does iGenus. So in a way, he's also taking away these two monsters from iGenus here. So now iGenus taking a little bit more time going with the Diana, and once again, we're going to get that second awakening Bella.
Yeah, we have it back in the match here, right in game one. Once again, very excited to see the Gany and Bellidian combo coming in here, but something to note here is that Genus did not have Hathor nor Oki available, meaning two of the strongest CC units in the game were not up, which is why he went for the Bruiser.
All right, so it will be Antares and Gianna being Groot's counter picks here, giving him a little bit more damage there, I believe, from the Antares, of course. So we'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, and to those not familiar with how Diana and Antares relationship works, Antares is the biggest counter to Diana. So normally, when people pick Diana, the other person will take that Antares.
Right, of course, and we saw that pan out in that last match where we got the proc onto the Diana, keeping her in that human form. And there we go. This is interesting here from iGenus.
Yeah, iGenus pulls out one of the biggest counters to Gianna in the game through that Water Mermaid. And now I've seen some matches where Water Mermaid was played against Gianna, and Water Mermaid absolutely crushes Gianna. So Groot right now thinking about how he's going to deal with this pick, because there's also a Raccoon there, meaning bombs are not going to be too consistent this game.
Okay, and looky there. We've got the match all set up here, the last pick coming through. So that Water Mermaid, do you think that that might be what Groot wants to ban then?
Yeah, you got it right on the money, because he does not want to deal with that mermaid constantly just pushing the bombs back, because he already knew that Sierra's going to get banned out, because that's what people do when they pick Water Mermaid usually. Okay,
well this will be the first game here between Groot and iGenus, and I'm really excited to see this Bella Ganymede set up again and see how this all goes together. And you can see they're right away buffing up his team.
Yeah, so something to note there is that iGenus' Bellidian is incredibly fast. Groot has 2 units on his team, or actually 3, that should be incredibly fast, and he still managed to outspeed them, allowing Gany to get a turn and landing the reset there, and as well as the attack bar reduction.
All right, and immediately the Ventilate coming through here for iGenus. You can see Groot is up on the top, and although even though it's just been iGenus so far, getting a little bit more buffs there onto that wolf as he goes in there and does a little bit of damage.
Yeah, Genus right now, he's praying that the Antares will not cut. In fact, he doesn't even risk it, because had he transformed there, the Ethna would have been gone if the Antares did not cut, but he's saying no thank you. I don't want to just get my Diana gone just like that.
All right, the AoE comes through, 3 stuns down across the board here, and it is a armor broken unit up there. Now we're focusing on the Ganymede, getting a little bit of damage in, but nothing significant.
Yeah, we can see that this Okeanos is on Violent Runes, meaning he will have his CC up very often. And now something to note here is that Genus's only damage is really coming from Diana, and Antares is always there to keep that Diana in check. So Genus right now, he's playing the prayer game, so he's basically just wanting Antares to not go a bunch of times on him.
All right, there comes those Gianna bombs out here now onto that Gany, really trying to focus him down. And in that top left, a very weak armor broken. Okay, but now we're focusing back onto the Diana, and the speed's going down there.
Yeah, the speed reduction on Diana is going to be huge, because Dianas are usually not ruined to be super fast. and having that on there is just going to make her move even slower and slower.
All right, here comes Gianna's attacks as well, doing a little bit of damage to Bella this time. So we're changing targets up just a little bit. See what this Diana wants to do. A lot of damage coming through here.
Yeah, now he's just gonna get that healing going again, and that Ethna is gonna go down real soon because there is no sustain on the side of Groot. Raccoon's just gonna smack her out of the field, and goodbye, Ethna.
Yeah, goodbye, Ethna. Raccoon's still up. All 4 members of iGenus' team up. Let's see if he can make this work. But like you were saying, a lot of his damage is being mitigated here because of this Antares.
Yeah, but he's been playing it really smart. I gotta give him props. He hasn't been taking any gambles whatsoever with the Diana, just utilizing that first skill to deal damage, and he still managed to bring down Ethna.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see if he can take advantage of the 4v3 he's got going here. Here comes that AoE, and once again, 3 stuns coming down here on the Diana, Bella, and the others.
Yeah, Gani right now, he gets a violent proc. He's going to be thinking about potentially ventilating someone. We'll see who he decides to give it to. No, he saves it because he knows that all of his skills are up. He's just going to do more damage onto the Gianna, and Oki's going to get a nice reset onto that Gani.
And the Gani is getting dangerously low here, as is Diana. So, weathering the storm so far is Groot, despite losing that Ethna early on. Can he find a way to get this done? It is Gianna's turn. She will finish off the Gani.
Yeah, now we're back in a 3v3 scenario with Diana less than half HP. So Genus right now, he wants to keep his team as healthy as possible, but Gianna keeps putting down bombs, so it's going to be very difficult to keep the HP bars up.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see those bombs go off relatively quickly here. There comes the shield from Diana, trying to keep everybody nice and healthy here. An attack from Bella, and now we're seeing that the Gianna's starting to get a little weak herself.
Yeah, and that shield is going to allow Gianna to capitalize off of it, getting some huge stuns, and unfortunately for Genus, Diana is going to go down to the bomb, meaning he needs to clutch it out with 2 Nat 3s now.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got Raccoon and Bella trying to get it done for him. Just barely surviving is the Gianna, but it is looking very desperate now for Genus, despite getting that early 4-3 advantage.
Yeah, he's just going to heal up with the Belladian, try to get whatever sustain he can get, and he actually managed to cleanse the bomb off of Belladian. I don't know how this is going to go yet.
Yeah, absolutely. Both stuns landing there, but immediately coming back up with that super speed that the Belladian has, and we'll see exactly what's going on. There's the boat, the stun on the Belladian once again, and a lot of damage being done here. The turns just not in iGenus' favor.
Yeah, there's too many AoE damage coming out of Groot right now, so it's really difficult to, for Genus to try to stay alive. He needs that Belladian constantly moving, but there he goes. Rip Belladian.
Rip indeed. It is just the Raccoony left here, and we'll see if he can find a way to survive, but it is pretty unlikely here. It's looking with the...
Crit Raccoony.
Oh, okay, okay, come on, do it, Raccoony.
Proc
Raccoony. I was trying to reverse caster curse you, I swear.
Proc, no. If he got a proc there, he actually might have soloed that. Who knows, but he did not get it. Groot ends up taking the win, and that was a very spicy match yet again.
That was a really good one. I mean, that went back and forth. I mean, we saw iGenus take that early 4-3 lead, but then that Ganymede went down, and then you don't have that Bella-Ganymede combo, and it just wasn't quite enough with all of that CC once again coming through. That was, woo, yeah, scary stuff.
So I feel like what happened there is there was a lot of anti-Gianna stuff being picked through Water Mermaid, Raccoony, and stuff like that. But that ended up actually being his weakness because he did not have too much damage on his team, which I believe was his downfall. So next time, he needs to think about, should I just ban Gianna or try the same strat again and have less damage?
Absolutely. Well, let's see exactly how these players will change things up. It is time for game number 2 of the semifinals. Let's jump into it. So this time, Hathor will definitely be available. There's no doubt.
Yeah, Hathor available on both sides this time. I believe Gianna should be getting pre-banned this time. And I wonder what the other person's going to ban because Hathor is not available. Maybe Gani?
Gani, yeah, Gani seems like a likely ban. It's just such a prioritized pick here for these players. And even though iGenus did have it last time and didn't win, it's still, we've seen it be quite effective in general. And you were exactly correct.
Yeah, we nail it right on the spot. There is the Gianna and Gani pre-ban. Gani has been picked so consistently throughout this series. Literally, I feel like almost every match he was in there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just such a versatile monster right now. Will it be something like the Fran first pick? But Groot doesn't. He does like Fran, but we'll see exactly if that is what he wants to do. We've seen Fran be a popular first pick overall.
Yeah, I am not sure if he's going to pick Fran here. Maybe he'll go something like Hathor first pick, unless he doesn't have Hathor.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so he might not have Hathor, or he just doesn't like using her. He takes the Fran, like you said. So now, Genus, are you going to be taking the Hathor and the CC lineup here?
Yeah, absolutely. That would seem to be the case. Yes, indeed. It is Hathor and Sierra here. Also going with a little bit of speed is iGenus. So now, Groot's turn to counter here. Is he going to want to go back into that Oki kind of thing that he was looking at earlier, trying to prevent the CC, or is he going to find a way to kind of counter the Sierra Hathor?
Well, usually, normally, like when you see Hathor, Okeanos is a pretty decent way to counter it because as long as you land a reset, you can keep that Hathor useless throughout the game. So I do believe he's probably going to pick it, and he does. But wow, Groot actually taking away Genus's Raccoony.
That's fascinating.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to say that, there was a lot of love for Raccoony in the chat I saw, and that's really cute. It's one of the most adorable characters in the game. But it didn't seem to be that effective for iGenus last round.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry to crush you guys' dreams, but I don't believe in the Raccoony. In my opinion, he's just a rat, but who knows, maybe Groot will prove me wrong, and I'll know that rats are pretty scary to deal with now.
All right, Ager and Diana will be the next two picks here for Genus. He's really favoring that Diana today. Of course, it is a very challenging monster to deal with at times. See what Groot wants to end with here exactly. We've already got the Oki, so there's some other stuff available for him if he wants.
Yeah, so something to note is that Genus's team is weak to CC right now. There is not much cleanse and immunity available, but wow! This is the first time in the tourney that we are seeing the Wind Lightning Emperor.
Oh my goodness, the Lightning Emperor is here. We're looking for some high damage potential from him, matched up with Antares as well. So what will iGenus do here to try to counter this massive damage that could be coming from Groot?
Yeah, with the attack buff coming out of Fran, that could be just one shot onto literally anything on Genus's team. That is definitely a really good pick by Groot, catching Genus off guard, and Genus answers back with the Vertihowl.
Okay, the bans will come through here. I'm not exactly sure. You don't have to ban the Hathor here, but it just seems like the most common one that would be banned on iGenus' side.
No, I would actually not ban Hathor here because Groot has immunity and he also has Oki to deal with it. So he decides to take out the Vertihowl, reducing the amount of turns that Genus gets, and now we're getting right into the match.
All right, and Antares will be the other one banned here for Groot, and we move on to the second game. Groot is up 1-0, so already on a little bit of a back foot is iGenus.
Yeah, so Groot, he lands the crucial reset onto Hathor right there. So now Genus does not have that super strong AoE seek available. So he goes for the steal immunity on Fran, getting the attack bar, but of course, Raccoony is there to give Fran the turn right away.
Yeah, absolutely. So Raccoony going to do exactly that, giving Fran her turn back, and we will probably see a little bit of buffage and some protection here from her. Indeed, it will be the Fairy Blessing coming down.
Yeah, and something to note here is that the Wind Lightning Emperor does not have 5 stacks yet, so he cannot kill anything. So Diana, he's probably going to go ahead and strip the attack buff right off of him.
Yeah, absolutely looking to try to do that here. Fate of Destruction coming through. You've got those bombs on there from Sierra. Comes the follow-up AoE, and it will be the Lightning God. He does go down, but he does come back here with, it's about 2/3 health.
Yeah, he had 3 stacks there, resulting in getting pretty much 3/5 of his health, so to say. And now, Genus with the proc. Oh, baby. Here we go, Diana. Let's go with the pew-pews.
Oh, and there it is. The pew-pew comes through, and the Lightning God is almost down here. A sliver of health left for him. He tries to counter. He gets some damage back. Now we're changing back into the unicorn form, and down goes the Lightning God.
Yeah, that Diana proc was absolutely crucial, allowing him to finish off the Wind Lightning Emperor before Fran could kill it.
It just wasn't available in time for Groot here. Really nicely done with that Diana by iGenus. And now, you still got the Fran alive, you still got some sustain, but you don't have a lot of damage, it feels like, left here for Groot.
Yeah, as I said, Raccoony, this guy, he offers a lot when the opponent is very heavy in CC, but in a lineup like this where Genus has literally 3 damage dealers on his side, that rat is going to fail to do much for Groot right now.
All right, we'll see what transpires here. We'll see if we can see another comeback here from Groot, or if iGenus will be able to maintain his lead this time around. That Fran, of course, just buying time. That's what she does best. A little bit of damage being done to Diane from Raccoony here. There comes the sleep, but it does land onto Fran.
All right, and now it's ℒuckyℳádman's turn. He's thinking about who he's going to reset here, and it should be going down on... Oh, wait. He decided to save it. He either had a plan around it, or he may have timed out there.
All right, we'll see exactly here. He might just be kind of thinking about what he wants to do. The Fran gets the heal and the immunity and the attack buff up. And there we get the transformation once again into the human form from Diana.
Yeah, she's just going to keep pew-pewing away at that Fran. With the attack break, it didn't do really an impressive amount of damage, but if she went again there, that would have been a dead Fran. But fortunately for Groot, that did not happen. But look at this. 3 damage dealers. How are you going to survive?
You're not. That's the answer.
Yeah.
You're just not. And down goes Fran. Only 2 units left here for Groot. A Raccoony and an Oki. And this one's looking pretty desperate.
Yeah, so Groot right now, he decided to go ahead and reset the Sierra, not wanting the bomb to be up anytime soon, meaning that Diana is going to get another chance to move here. So if I was Genus, I would be going for the shield.
All right, and exactly correct. He goes for the shield here. In comes Ager as well, doing more and more damage to that Oki. Doing a little bit of buffage. There is the Raccoony. The AoE comes through. All 4 members of Genus' team do get stunned there.
Yeah, this is really looking grim for Groot right now. Genus even gets the proc on Hathor to sleep Groot's entire team. And now Raccoony is just going to be sitting down, and Oki is going to have to try to solo everything right now.
Yeah, Raccoony's taking a nap, and he's leaving it all up to Oki here. Just an attack comes through there. It doesn't really do much. It is, like you said, is looking very desperate here. A couple glancing hits, so not a ton of damage there. And now we get the additional turn here for Diana, and she will transform into her human form.
Yeah, because he knows he won at this point. He just wants to get the damage done to make sure that Oki is gone. And Genus takes round 2.
Yeah, it looks like that was Groot just conceding the match there, of course. And Genus looking really, really strong there. And once the damage dealer was down, once the lightning god was gone, it was pretty much all she wrote for Groot.
Yeah, Groot was really relying on that Wind Lightning Emperor there, but unfortunately for him, he got Diana, you know. We all have those moments. We all get Diana on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, sometimes even every day.
And any day that ends in Y, you can get Diana. All right. Well, I tell you what, guys, we are ready for game number 3 of this best of 5. Let's move on. Double Hathor ban again?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so this time.
Come on, man.
I think from the first time, they must realize by now that, hey, maybe I don't need to pre-ban Hathor necessarily.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you could see that they did, you know, even though Genus won, it wasn't really the Hathor show in that one. You know, sometimes you see her just control the tempo of that match with those sleeps and other things.
Yeah, absolutely. And Groot decides to take out the Josephine, telling me that he's probably going to go with the Gianna and CC heavy lineup again, and Genus bans out the Sierra, does not want that Sierra-Gianna combo.
All right, first pick once again from Genus will be Ganymede, just like game number 1, and Fran and Oki right away here for Groot. So like you were saying, it looks like the CC heavy comps might be what Groot is thinking about.
Yeah, Groot, he's a player, I know that he always goes for those Okiano, Sierra, Gianna type of comps, so he's definitely going to be using that unless he is forced into, like, you know, into a point where all of his units are pre-banned or something. So we can always expect him to take these type of units.
And Hathor getting picked here as well as Vanessa this time for Genus. So looking for a little bit of speed on his side potentially. But once again, we already have the counter picked here with Oki for the Hathor.
Yeah, so right now, Genus, he is opting for the Ganny Hathor combo, which is one of the strongest CC combos in the game. So now Groot needs to decide, is he going to play defensively or offensively to shut down this combo?
Yep, and there is that Gianna that we expected here, and the Verd will come in as well for Groot for his 3rd and 4th pick. So now it is up to iGenus for his last 2 picks here.
Yeah, so Groot ended up going with the offensive route and taking the Gianna and Vertihal. So Groot right now, he just wants to get first turn and make sure that Genus does not get much crazy stuff done. And Genus right now responding with the Water Mermaid to deal with the Gianna. And the last pick will be the Water Fairy. She is back.
The Water Fairy is back, and Amelia will be the last pick here for Groot. The band's coming down now. What are you thinking, Peter?
Genus right now, he has so much CC on his side that seeing the Amelia is definitely a big headache for him right now. So he must be thinking about either banning, the Amelia or something else, that's toxic. But he ends up going with the Amelia ban, and Groot takes out the Vanessa.
All right, there we go. The match is set. We are moving through to game number 3 here between Groot and iGenus. Is all tied up 1-1, so a big important match here. Of course, if you make it through these semifinals, you will progress onto the next event. So it is really important that you win these games, and we'll see what can come down.
Groot with the Speed Eater, getting the first turn on the Gianna. Unfortunately gets the bomb resisted, but I guess it really doesn't matter because this time Genus does have that Water Mermaid there, so bombs are not going to be too relevant throughout this match.
Exactly, we can just get rid of those with the Water Mermaid. 3 stuns do come through Oki through his AoE, and we get a bit of damage done there from the Verd onto the Ganny, really trying to once again focus this Ganny down early.
Yeah, so Groot missed the reset there on Hathor because he didn't want to risk her cutting and sleeping all of his team, but it doesn't really matter because had it have reset, Ganny still would have just ventilated her anyway. So right now, Groot's team is moving out of their immunity thanks to Vertihal's attack bar boost. So Genus really needs to utilize this window of opportunity to land some CC.
All right, we'll see if he can do exactly just that. Got the Seal Magic coming through here, but down goes Ganymede.
Yeah, unfortunately for Genus, he's going to have to somehow pull off a clutch comeback with 3v4.
Yeah, we've got a Hathor, a Water Mermaid, and a Water Fairy. Now, it is the Second Awakening Water Fairy. We've seen some success with the Second Awakening champions here today, but we've also seen some not so great matchups for them.
Yeah, so the key to Genus's victory here is going to be to lock down that Fran and prevent her from putting up any more immunity and sniping units one by one. But actually the Water Mermaid here is going to kind of hold him back from doing so because she doesn't really provide much damage at all.
All right, we'll see here. All the sleeps are down and the freeze as well coming from our Water Fairy here. And there is the sleep once again, so stacking on that sleep onto the Fran. Want to try to keep her down as long as possible, keep that sustain in check.
Yeah, I guess he did that because he wanted the damage output on Fran because he knows that he needs all the damage he can get right now. Because he just hit the Fran again, waking her up, he realizes that Fran is his priority number 1 right now. He needs to get rid of her.
Yeah, the CC chains for days here. See if he could keep this up, though, now that the stuns and the sleeps and all those other things have worn off here. And now it is up to, it will be Hathor just getting an attack in, and now it's Gianna's turn. Or I'm sorry, is it the Water Fairy's turn?
Fairy's turn.
The Water Fairy's turn, excuse me.
Yeah, and she's going to be going for the sleep spell onto the Fran because, like I said, he doesn't want to deal with any immunity right now. And Gianna has no skills up, but Oki does. So he should be landing some stuns here.
All right, there you go. And he does get 2 stuns onto the Water Fairy and the Hathor. Now we're trying to get this Hathor focus down. You don't want that AoE sleep.
Yeah, the Vertihal right now giving Groot more turns. Gianna's going to have her bombs up. Oki is going to have his skills up. So everything's going to start doing more damage. He needs to pray somehow that Genus's monsters are going to proc into the bomb detonation right now.
Yeah, putting the shield on the Water Fairy there. Want to keep that CC she's got available alive and chugging. And there is another proc with that freeze there.
Yeah, but Vertihal, like I said, he's just going to keep giving more turns to Groot, so it doesn't really matter too much, so to say, that his Fran keeps getting locked down, but he definitely does want that Fran to be putting up sustain because she's going to die real soon.
Yeah, it's getting pretty desperate for that Fran. A little bit of health back for the Hathor there. Fran is very weak. Critical coming through from the Mermaid. The Mermaid almost finishing her off, doesn't get the second crit though.
Yeah, I believe that Groot's Fran is going to go down here. And that Mermaid proc was actually so crucial because had he not got that proc, I believe Fran would have actually survived that Hathor first skill damage. So Fran is down. It's a 3v3. Groot needs to lay out some heavy damage right now.
All right, the stun comes through. It catches all 3 members of Genus's team. And now it gives it a little bit more time here for Groot to decide what he wants to do. Now it is Vertihal's turn. looks like he's got a little bit available here. The Noble Agreement is coming through. Just a little bit of damage.
Yeah, right now he is just focusing on the Water Mermaid. He realizes that Water Mermaid is the reason why he is struggling to kill things. And he was also banking on Oki to finish off the Hathor there, but unfortunately he did not manage to kill her.
All right, so now it is Gianna's turn, and now we're putting the bomb onto the fairy, feeling pretty confident that he should be able to wipe out the Mermaid and the Hathor relatively quickly here, but just surviving so far is that Mermaid, but it is Oki's turn now.
It is the Water Fairy's turn. She is looking for a target to freeze right now. She goes for the Oki, and man, Groot, had he not hit Water Mermaid there, I think Oki actually would have moved. But even if that happened, there's a chance he glanced. So that was a really tough spot for him. And unfortunately, things are not going for his way right now. And the counter.
Oh, wow. That is crazy here. All right, now we got Verderhoud up, and that is the Mermaid down there. 2 bombs ticking, bouncing on the heads of the Hathor and the Water Fairy.
Yeah, with the Water Mermaid gone, these bombs are now super high threat, so he needs to cleanse as much of them as possible. Let's see if he decides to use it on himself or the Hathor. He uses it on himself, but that means that Hathor is gonna get taken down real soon.
Yeah, and you can see we're already shifting focus over to the Water Fairy, trying to get rid of her now because we knew that in fact the Hathor was done, as we saw the stun coming through. Now we're just buying time, and it is pretty desperate here for Genus.
Yeah, Water Fairy is getting a lot of procs right now. What she needs is literally revenge every single turn, land every freeze, and violent proc. But there's a resist, very nice one. And now Gianna, we can see that she has bomb up next turn. So Genus needs to play carefully around that bomb. If he heals here, he will not have the cleanse available for Gianna's bomb later.
Okay, doesn't seem to have much choice though. He does use the Purify to heal, and like you said, here comes the bombs that he no longer has the defenses for. It is looking very desperate now for iGenus. More damage coming through from the Gianna, and a little bit of revenge there.
Yeah, at this point, honestly, there is no hope for Genus because once the bomb is placed, the damage cannot be avoided. So Groot is going to take this match 3 here.
Yeah, well played here by Groot, taking his second game, putting himself 1 game away from potentially making it to our finals and qualifying himself for the next stage of the Asia Pacific region. And, you know, it just, that was a long one. That was a long game.
That was a really, really long game. I am sweating over here along with these players because they're opting for stuff such as Water Mermaid, Rakuni, all these passive healings, and, you know, they're both a CC type of player, so there's not too much damage coming out.
Yeah, absolutely. It seems like that's the style they favor. We'll find out if that continues, guys. We are ready for game number 4 between these 2 players. All right, so we can see last time Sierra and Josephine being the ones that we saw banned. Think we're just going to get Gianna this time because we couldn't last time?
Probably, yeah, because Gianna is such a hard unit to deal with unless you bring, like we saw, Water Mermaid, Rakuni, and all that stuff. But what is Groot going to ban this time?
Yeah, that's a really interesting question. You know, Groot just goes for the Hathor there. Just, you know, doesn't feel like
dealing with her.
Yeah, exactly. No, I don't think anyone does want to deal with her. She's very, very powerful.
Everyone's tired of sleeping around. You know, we all want to wake up and, you know, do some jogging.
Summer vacation is now over. We have to go back to school, guys. And what are we going to get here from Groot? Typically, when he's gone first, he's gone for Fran. Will that remain the case here? He seems to really like that unit, and it buys him so much time. And indeed, it is Fran.
Yeah, he really does like it, like you said, because he could have taken away Genus's Ganymede here, but he decides that Fran is worth more than Ganymede to him.
Yeah, and I think that's a pretty reasonable assumption from him here. He's done a good job of neutralizing the Ganymede himself. Of course, Genus is going for it, and what will the second follow-up pick be here for Genus? He doesn't have much time. He does go for the Sierra there at the last second.
All right, now Groot, he knows that his Sierra option is down, so his most favorable other option for a speed leader will be the Vanessa, so I am looking forward to seeing if he will take that, but no, he takes Oki and Verderhoud.
Yeah, so looking very, very similar to what we saw in game number 3 here from Groot for game number 4. Can Genus make the proper corrections here? What do you think Genus should do here, Peter?
You're looking at Groot's lineup right now, and you are seeing a lot of turns, a lot of sustain, and some control coming out of that Okeano. So he decides that going with Water Bruiser is the right choice to put more threats in the fire, as well as, of course, bringing out his favorite toy.
Yeah, exactly. We've seen this Bella be very, very popular with him, and we've seen it paired well with that Ganymede from time to time. It has been shut down, though. Groot has done a good job with it in the semis. We'll see if Groot can continue that here.
Yeah, Groot really taking his time right now to decide the last picks. He goes with the Diana because there's not too much fire threat coming out of Genus, and he also locks in the Antaurus because he doesn't want to deal with Genus taking that away.
All right, let's see what Genus wants to do for his last pick. What will be the final monster of this game number 4 here. We're looking to see if he can find a way to turn it around and pull us into a game number 5, or will Groot take this? It is the Daphne.
Yeah, so Genus, his lineup is once again triple threat, 1 support with armor break, and a Gany there. Like, his team is so well balanced. Groot is definitely gonna have a tough time figuring out what to ban here.
All right, so we've got a few more seconds of the ban phase before we get into the match. All of the players considering their options. What exactly will be the one that they want to go for? And I think exactly what you just said is probably the case here. Groot having a hard time deciding. He goes for the Ager here, and it will be the Oki getting banned on Groot's side.
Yeah, so Groot right now, he's lost his control potential where Genus, he has some type of control through Ganymede and a whole lot of nukes. So Groot is pretty much relying on Antaurus, Diana RNG here to win this one.
All right, we'll see if he can find a way to get that to go here for Groot, or if it will be iGenus winning this one, pulling us towards that game number 5 that we all really, really want. Love to see those situations here. And right away, we're picking on the Fran first.
Yeah, so Genus knew that his team's going to move in front, so he chooses to just go for the strip on Fran so that he can reset it, rather than going for the heal so that everyone gets a lot of attack bar. Now, Gany with the proc, he's just going to be tapping the Diana, and Diana actually transforms here.
All right, we've got the transformation. Some decent damage coming in there onto the Sierra and back to the Unicorn form here, but that one is resisted by Sierra.
Yeah, and now something to note is that Groot does not have any buffs on his team right now, so Daphnis will not get the armor break off with the 3rd skill, but he will still be putting an immense amount of pressure on the Vertihal, but man, that is a super tanky Vertihal.
Woof. Yeah, it took quite a bit of damage there. The bombs coming through from Sierra here. She's going to follow it up with her AoE, and in fact, it'll be the Verd going down.
Yeah, right now it's a 43, but Groot still has very powerful units on his side. Diana's just going to be transforming and pew-pewing everything down. Sierra should be going down right here.
Yeah, here we go. Sierra does just barely survive. By all rights, she should go down, but she does end up going down after the transformation.
Yeah, and right now, Genus, he's thinking about whether to heal or go for the armor break. I believe he should be going for the armor break, yes, onto that red Antaurus. Yeah, that's the name, Antaurus. And he gets the Gany Ventilate combo off on Daphnis, which is a very strong combo, but unfortunately gets just completely hard shut down by Fran. Attack break and cleansing the armor break. That's a tilter.
That is absolutely tilting, and that's why Fran, you see, prioritized so heavily by these players. And now we're looking for some more Diana Pew Pew here, and we will see what the response will be. The Daphne does come back here. It doesn't really do much.
Yeah, right now, he's barely hanging on. He's going to heal to try to keep that Daphnis alive, but the thing with Daphnis is people usually rune it up for high damage and high speed, so it's not going to have much survivability against this Antaurus.
All right, moving forward. Now it's Fran's turn, and she is picking onto that Daphne as well here. She will purify herself, get her back up to full health. And of course, removing anything that's wrong with her. She cures what ails you, and following up right away with that Seal of Magic.
Yeah, that Seal of Magic was a really good choice by Genus because Fran procced literally the past 2 rounds, and she was about to have that 3rd skill up again. And he definitely does not want to have attack buff up on Groot's side because he would have even such a harder time surviving.
All right, so this one looking a little bit difficult here for Genus, but he's still definitely in it. This one's still pretty close. Getting the pew-pew, though, from the human form, and the follow-up from Fran. Down goes Daphne.
Yeah, he made a pretty risky play there, banking on the crits onto Daphnis to finish him off, and he ends up not getting punished for it. So things are looking really rough for Genus, and Diana's just laying it into the salt.
And look at this, it continues here, and it is one of my favorite things to say. The pew pew continues. Please play Diana more so I could keep saying pew pew. It's a lot of fun. And Ganny trying to do what he can to help out this Bella, but she is in desperate straits. She does have that health back now. She gets a little bit, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be enough.
Yeah, Belladian, he's trying his best to survive with all the heals, but there is just too much damage coming out of Groot's side right now. So it seems that the Belladian's going to go down to Diana here. And Genus right now, once again, he should be utilizing this time. Or, why do I keep doing this on the round 4? I swear to God. I'm just going to stop saying that now.
Dude, they can hear you. They're just like, oh, we got to troll. We got to troll Peter.
Yeah, I mean, like, every time someone wins, I'm like, all right, come on, let's be positive. Let's think about what to do next time, but there is no next time.
There is no next time. Guys, we are going to get that coupon code for you very shortly at the bottom of our screen. So make sure you're paying attention, writing it down, get those pen and paper ready, get the crayons ready if you feel like that. Whatever you've got to write it down right there. Go, go, AUNZ. That's right. Go, go, Australia and New Zealand. And that is the semifinals over. And that means we're moving on to the finals.
I'm so excited for the finals. We've already had so many super, super crazy matches. And now we can only imagine how much more crazy the finals are going to be.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we saw some really interesting stuff here from maybe some of our lower seeded players like iGenus and, ℒuckyℳádman, where they brought in some unique stuff. We tried some of these Second Awakening units. We tried some of these 3 stars and some other things, but it just wasn't enough in the end.
Yeah, definitely, because Groot and Diligent, they know what they're doing. They're not going to go down too easily. They're fighting for that final spot, and they made it.
Exactly, Peter. Well, I tell you what, guys, we are going to take a short break before we begin our finals. Stick with us for the SWC 2019 Australia-New Zealand prelims.
It's been such a joy to have been your mom.
Thanks, Rakuni. I'll always remember you.
Summoner's War. Download now on App Store and Google Play.
And welcome back, everyone, to the Summoners War World Arena Championships 2019, the Asia Pacific region. This is the Australia-New Zealand prelims. Once again, I'm Paperthin. With me is Peter. We are on to the finals, guys. This is super exciting. It's going to be Groot versus Diligent, the two favorites coming into it. We'll move on. But first, Peter, we've got to look at a highlight and see exactly what happened in that last match of the semis.
Yeah, I mean, there were so many things in that match to highlight, which will come up very, very soon, hopefully. There's going to be a lot to talk about here.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see if we can get that highlight going and find out exactly what happened in that match. And this was the first game of the four. Of course, Groot ends up coming through in a 3-1 here.
Yeah, so the first round, ℒuckyℳádman was experimenting around with the Raccoony pick, hoping that it'll help keep that Gianna in check, but unfortunately for him, it did not work out, and Groot, I believe, ended up getting the win here.
Yeah, absolutely. It just was a little bit too much, all of the CC and the AoE coming through here for Groot in that first game, but game number 2 did see iGenus turn it around.
Yeah, ℒuckyℳádman comes in, he's like, all right, it's time to flash out my big guns, bring in the Wind Lightning Emperor, which did not work out, unfortunately, because there was too much damage on ℒuckyℎádman's side.
Yeah, exactly. It was an attempt to make that damage come through, but they focused down the Lightning God himself, and our Lightning Emperor. He's not technically a god, but maybe someday, if he works really hard and he's a good boy.
His awakened name is Odin, and that's actually a name for a god, so who knows?
Yeah, that's true. That's kind of what I was thinking in the back of my head, but oh well. Anyway, so this will be... ℒuckyℎádman does end up coming through. He finishes off the Fran there. And from then on, it was pretty much all she wrote for Groot.
Yep. We're just seeing Hathor sleeping everything right now. We've seen it many times throughout the tourney. We're going to keep seeing that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Hathor, one of the most strong, favored monsters out there right now. And here you can see we started seeing ℒuckyℎádman trying some interesting stuff here, bringing out the mermaids, bringing out the fairies, but it was just too much here. Groot has just so much brute force here.
Yeah, that relay just now, there was literally Oki using that stun twice in a row. Although that didn't exactly happen, it just shows how much work this ℒucky℧ádman was doing for Groot that game.
Yeah, exactly. That Oki was so huge for him, and then it ends up getting banned there, as you can see in that last game, because it was just so problematic for ℒucky℧ádman.
And in the final match here, as I said, Groot was relying a bit on the RNG from Diana and Antares because those happen to be RNG units, and he ended up getting the upper hand in this one here.
Well, sometimes you got to take a bit of a gamble. It's just like in poker, right? You know, you see, the first couple cards come down and you have the potential to make a big hand, so you put a lot of money on the table and it just pays off every once in a while.
Yeah, and to be honest, it's not like he completely RNG that match, so to say. I would say it was a pretty even match, and it's just that it came down to him making really good picks into ℒucky℧ádman's lineup.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not just all RNG. We would never, ever believe that. There's so much strategy, so much tactics involved in this game. The decision-making in and out of the game are what make it so interesting and so fantastic. That's why we're here, guys.
Yep.
It's a lot of fun.
We're all enjoying the ride of crazy procs, crazy damage coming out. It's so exciting to watch.
Yeah, it really, really is. So let's take a look at our bracket and see how today shaped up. All right, guys, you can see here, Diligent and Groot, as coming in as our favorites, did have buys in the quarterfinals. So ℒuckyℳádman took down 핑크Nasty in a 2-0. iGenus came up over ℒuckyℳádman in a very good match. Go back and watch that one if you haven't. That one was really good. But iGenus comes through. And then it's 3-1, 3-1 here in our semis. Diligent and Groot coming through. So Diligent versus Groot is our finals. And we will crown a champion. But both of these players do get to move on. They have moved past the prelims now. And here is our matchup. Peter, what are you thinking here?
Yeah, well, you can see that this is going to be a very heated finals because a lot of thoughts are going to go into pre-bans here. They both have the Gianna, so they're probably going to be pre-banning the Gianna around who gets the first pick, or we'll see more comps that kind of counter Gianna.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw some attempts to counter Gianna, but it wasn't always super successful here. Both, of course, really liking the Oki. They like that CC that he brings. He's just so powerful.
Yeah, both players really enjoying their Okeanos. Groot has his on Violent. I do not remember what Diligent had his on, but whether it's Swift or Violent, when you pick Oki into the right setups, that monster can really carry.
Yeah, he's so powerful. We've seen a lot of that today. Both of them really liking the Fran as well. And what about the bans, Peter? What are you sensing from these two players?
All right, so some of the common bans we're seeing here is Vanessa and Josephine. So these players, once again, they want to be contesting that speed, so they want to get rid of Vanessa. And Josephine happens to be one of the biggest counters to CC comp, so they both don't like that.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't want that stripping ability and the other things, or the, removing the CC from your team. So that is the matchup that we have here for Diligent versus Groot. And very soon, guys, we will be getting into the first game of our finals. And this is about what we expected, right? I mean, pretty much today shaped out about how we thought it was going to.
Yeah, we were talking behind the scenes, looking through the player profiles, and I mentioned that these two players that we're seeing in the finals right now are definitely players I know who are very, very good at RTA, and yeah, I'm really excited to see them actually make it to the finals.
Yeah, I mean, this is the dream finals going into this. We can really look forward to an incredible match. I would not be surprised at all if this goes to 5 games. In fact, I'm kind of hoping it does. We'll see. But guys, guess what? We're not going to waste any more time. Game number 1 of our finals is ready. We're moving on. It is going to be Diligent versus Groot.
All right, so here we see that Groot is going to be getting the first pick. So Groot does not need to ban Gianna, but Diligent could potentially think about banning Gianna away from Groot here.
Okay, we'll see exactly what they're thinking. And yeah, neither of them really feeling like they're going to test those waters yet. It is Ragdoll. Of course, we saw Diligent do a lot of work with that. And Sierra here, actually.
Yeah, so Groot, he could potentially pick up the Gianna here as the first pick if he chooses to. Because if not, then Diligent will pick it up. And there it is.
And there you go. Exactly right. Really prioritizing that Gianna. Fran and Oki, a very popular combo. Once again, being picked here by Diligent relatively quickly.
Yeah, he knows that Groot has been heavily relying on Fran and Oki, both very much Groot's pocket picks. So now Groot has to adapt around so many of his units being gone. What is he going to pull out of the closet this time?
All right, we will see. He's really taking his time with this one because, like you said, these are two of his comfort picks for Groot, and it will be Ager. And whoa.
That's the first time you're seeing that here. That is the Fire Oracle Juno. And her passive is probably the reason why he picked it, as well as it being a counter to Fran. And now Diligent responds with the Josephine to counter Gianna and Juno, and also take away the Vertihel as a very strong pick.
Yeah, sometimes you can see these Polar Queen comps come through where I've even seen like 3 being run, but I haven't seen much Juno, so that's pretty fascinating here. And then we've got 2 more picks coming for Groot.
Yeah, that is actually the first time we've been seeing it. I hope that this Juno is going to be on some type of cheese build like speed crit damage attack. It'll be really fun to watch her like, 4-shot Vertihels.
That would be crazy fun. And this time Groot is the one bringing our second Awakening Water Fairy. We've seen that be a very difficult unit to deal with those freezes and other things.
Yeah, but Diligent, he has a Fran and a Josephine to kind of deal with it. Although I would say that Water Fairy can actually counter Josephine by comboing a freeze into the 2-turn sleep. But Diligent finally brings out his Light Panda.
Oh wow, the Panda is here.
The Light Panda, it was picked because it counters Diana's passive, and there are 2 oracles on the side of Groot, which gets attack bar on the first kill, as well as the fairy. Basically, all 4 of them can get attack bar, which Panda counters.
All right, it will be Fran getting banned over there, and Ager getting banned for Groot as we jump into this big first game of our finals. Diligent versus Groot, Australia versus Australia. We got the flag fixed for you guys, and right away we're coming down with the AoE, but only 2 members get stunned here, but it's both of the Polar Queens.
Yeah, not Polar Queens, but there are Oracles, but it's not too important.
I'm thinking of Sierra and the other ones.
Yeah, it's no problem, but Diana here, he decides to shield up because he does not want that Gianna taking too much damage right off the bat into a proc. Gonna go for a stun, which got resisted. Now Vertihel is definitely gonna be going for Gianna here, and something important to note here is that actually Diligent's team is a bit what's the right word? Anti-synergy? Yeah, that's the right word. Because Light Panda is kind of shutting down Vertihal's own passive right now.
Okay, so far, not a ton of damage being done a little bit to the Panda, but everybody is relatively healthy with all those shields and other things available to kind of keep them up. But first, Oracle Gianna here is armor broken now.
Yeah, I really like this Light Panda pick coming out of Diligent. It's preventing Diana from doing much here, and it's also providing him armor break every game, which Vertihouse can definitely prioritize off of.
All right, and we're trying to focus the Panda down because I think Groot recognizes exactly what you're saying, that this Panda is a really dangerous character to deal with here. And now it is the Water Fairy's turn. She does get the sleep onto the Panda.
Yeah, it's interesting that he went for the Panda, I guess because he does not want to deal with the armor breaks anymore. But I think, honestly, by this point, it's almost too late to save the Gianna. He needs to not get procced on here so that Gianna can survive while the armor break is still there. But it seems like she doesn't have a bomb, meaning she'll take a lot more damage here.
Yeah, absolutely. She's very, very weak. We'll see if he opts to finish it with the Josephine here. But a little bit more damage, of course, first being done to the Panda. There is that Fury there, and it does proc.
Very interesting that he decided to go for the provoke there rather than finishing off the Gianna. He was pretty confident that he would provoke the Fairy. And now something crucial to mention here is that this Josephine is getting so much stuns right now, and the armor breaks of Panda are landing every turn.
And there it is once again, the stun and the armor break, like you were just talking about, Peter, are coming through. Another big attack from Oki. And we are getting a little bit of AoE here from Juno, but so far this is looking very good for Diligent.
Yeah, Groot is definitely having a real hard time staying alive. There goes down his biggest form of sustain. Now it's just a Diana left to deal with the rest of the team, which I believe is not going to happen. And there it is.
Yeah, Groot just tapped out there. It will be Diligent taking game number 1. And I think you noticed that right away, Peter. The Panda seemed to be the key there.
Yeah, he last picked that Panda because he saw the potential in that pick, seeing so many attack bar abusing monsters, and it was a really, really good pick.
Yeah, really smart there by Diligent. Guys, we are ready for game number 2 here. Diligent between Groot. Let's jump into it.
Alright, so we see that Sierra and Ragdoll was banned out last time. So we're going to be seeing different bans here. Will Gianna actually get pre-banned here or not? Or are they going to just keep playing around these pre-bans and actually just never pre-ban her?
Yeah, it could be one of those things where you don't want to be the one to ban because you want to force your opponent to be the one to have to use their ban in a way that maybe they don't want to. So taking a little bit more time thinking about it. Okay, it will be Groot who bans her this time, and then the Verdahal being banned here by Diligent.
Yeah, and I believe he did that because Diligent's going to get first pick right now, meaning he would get both the Gianna and Ragdoll, and that is too much to deal with, so very smart pre-ban by Groot there. Now Diligent is going to take away Groot's Fran, so Groot can finally take his Sierra and Oki combo now.
Yeah, this is just rapid fire. Both these players feel pretty confident in what they want to do against each other, at least so far. That was just right away from Groot. He knew exactly what he's doing. Now the Ragdoll is once again available for Diligent. He's thinking about it and what he wants to combo that with.
Yeah, Diligent is really thinking about his comps right now. He put in there a Ragdoll and a Josephine, preemptively predicting Groot to get pick more CC units. But even if he doesn't, Josephine is such a great unit against Sierra and Oki.
Yeah, absolutely. It's already a strong counter to those two. Now Groot has to kind of think about exactly what he wants to run here. Last time didn't really work out with the double oracles, so we're gonna maybe think about trying something different. No, okay. Once again, he's going back to Raccoony.
I just want to say that so far throughout this competition, Raccoony has a 0% win rate. Stop picking him, folks. I swear to God, man, Raccoony is actually evil deep inside, and he is the reason why you're losing your points.
Yeah, Raccoony doesn't want you to win. Those doe eyes are a mistake. They are misleading. All right, so it will be late picks here for Ganymede and Hathor. Usually we see those two picked pretty early in the phases.
Yeah, so right now, Diligent is pretty much saying that, hey, I'm gonna CP your whole team throughout the whole entire match if you don't ban my Ganny or Hathor. And if you do ban one of them, I have a Ragdoll on my side, which is such a strong monster. And Groot right now, he goes with the Diana. To be honest, I am quite unsure what he's gonna ban here.
All right, he goes for the Hathor. It was a lot of bad here to deal with against Diligent, and the Rakuni being banned out by Diligent.
All
so
right,
we don't even get to know if it's going to continue that 0% win rate.
Yeah, I mean, like, he just basically did Groot a favor there. Let's go, Groot.
We're Team Groot now.
We're team, both of them, but
yeah, of course.
all right, Ganymede right now, he's getting a turn, but he can't really prioritize much off of it because all of the enemy has will runes. So he's just going to be first killing that Diana. And now Okeanos, he could be potentially resetting either Josephine or Fran. Okay, he goes for the Fran, makes sense.
All right, resetting on the Fran there. And now it will be Josephine's turn.
To land the provoke on Sierra, and she does, which is pretty lucky because Sierra is wind and that second skill can glance. So now there will be no bombs coming out of Sierra and potentially a revenge stun into her.
All right, some big damage coming from the Diana with the pew-pews. Return fire here from the Ragdoll as well. And you can see there's that moment with Josephine you were talking about.
Yeah, right now, Diana, she really needs a proc here to take out the Fran, but unfortunately he does not get it. So now he's going to be going for branding on the Fran, and my goodness, Diligent has such OP runes, that Fran refuses to die. It's so tanky.
Yeah, that Fran is just surviving for days here with a lot of punishment coming from these bruisers. She's going to heal herself up a little bit, and now the Ragdoll's coming in, trying to focus down this Diana.
Yeah, he's just laying out the dots on Diana right now. If Diana transforms, she's going to take even more damage from the dots because she literally takes 2 ticks in 1 turn, I think. So this Diana looking to be going down very soon here. Provoke landing, meaning Diana can't even do anything to retaliate.
Wow, this is looking desperate here for Groot, possibly losing the first monster in the match. But the Fran is a little weak, but she does have, of course, that immunity buff coming through for her team. Now we're trying to break it down, but Ragdoll finishes that off. It is now a 4 versus 3.
Yeah, this water barb really needs to take out the Fran right now with the violent proc. Oh my, it didn't crit though. Oh man. Wait, but Okeanos and Sierra is about to move, so it seems that he's still gonna get to kill off this Fran here.
All right, so they are trading big blows here. Exactly. Now Groot right back in it. Now his Sierra is a little bit weak here.
Yeah, Ragdoll definitely going to be punching through these damage dealers right now. Whichever one he picks, they're going to take a 10k damage right to the face. Okeanos with the return stun. But however, that kind of helps out Ragdoll because that's how good his passive is.
Jeez, yeah, even though it lands on all 3, Josephine looking to do some work herself there. And that is a very, very weak Sierra. She is almost dead, and the provoke is on her as well as the dots. So there she goes. Down goes Sierra, and now it is a 3v2.
Yeah, this is looking really tough for Groot right now because Diligent has both the Ragdoll and Josephine there, which are so strong against Oki. And this Ager does not have a armor break to help him out, so if he wins this, it's going to be one of the best comebacks ever.
Yeah, absolutely. It would be a huge comeback for Groot. We're hoping that maybe we get to see it, but right now it's not looking so bueno for him. Ager going to go for that confiscate here.
The glancing was on there, so, he does not land it. Now Ragdoll just going to keep punching away at the barb, and Josephine, will she land a killing blow? No, she does not. Groot just decides to forfeit.
Yeah, and there you go. A quick 2-0 here for Diligent. Playing very, very well. Really reading his opponent really well, it feels like. It feels like in the pick and ban phases, Groot just looks a little lost.
Groot is trying to rely on the Diana right now to do a lot of the carrying, and Diligent is just drafting so smart that Diana actually can't do that much. So that is why I believe that Diligent is getting 2 wins right off the bat here.
All right, well, it is currently 2-0 for Diligent. We are ready for game number 3, guys. Let's jump into it.
All right, so here again, we see the last round pre-bans. Are we going to see Gianna banned out by Diligent this time? Nope. We're going back to the Sierra Ragdoll ban, same as the first round.
Yeah, this is exactly correct. This is exactly what we saw in the first round. So, what will be the picks coming through here? It is going to be about time. Yes, indeed. Groot gets to pick first. What's he going to go for this time?
He has the option of picking up the Gianna, which he did in the first round, so we'll see if he repeats his steps that he did in the first match.
Yeah, it might be that, and yes, indeed, you're exactly right. It seems like it's his comfort pick here, and instantly countered once again with Fran and Oki.
Yeah, and something to note here is that Diligent just keeps taking away the Fran from Groot. He knows that Groot kept taking away the Fran at such a high priority, so he must be feeling pretty comfortable right now, taking away Groot's Okeanos as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw Groot do so well against iGenus with that Fran. So this is really smart play here by Diligent. Now Groot really taking his time here. He's going to try the Ager and the Juno again.
Yeah, he brings in the double Oracles once again. He believes in the sisters. He wants to get that one win against Diligent, and we'll see what he picks last because Diligent just came back at him with Josephine and Verthal.
You know, I don't know about these Oracles, man. They kind of got that Karen haircut, that lady who demands to see your manager.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. But holy cow. There's a Tyrant on the field. First time we are seeing that today. That's like his ace in the hole. And Diligent responds with Diana to counter the double or triple water.
Wowzers. Okay. So let's see. There is the Diana being banned. And then, well...
Oh, well. All right, I'm not going to get to see my boy.
See it, I guess. We got really excited, and then our hopes are dashed.
Yeah. Rip Tyrone. Maybe someone will pick him in the next SWC, you know?
We can only hope that happens.
Yeah.
I was excited, too. I'm like, hey, we haven't seen that one today. Oh, never mind. We still don't.
Yeah, Diligent just respecting that pick. He doesn't want to deal with it at all. And here we go. Groot has 0 will runes, so he's going to prioritize off of that with the stuns, but he did not get it on the water fairy.
Okay, and immediately we're getting that immunity attack buff here from our Fran, and then the Josephine's gonna try to get it, but the resistance is there, so the proc does not come down.
Yeah, so right now he's gonna be landing the reset onto Gianna because he doesn't want to get his whole team stunned up by her third skill, and he actually decides to give the boost to Gianna. He wants that Gianna moving as much as possible, and Juno with the AoE strip turning everything into dots.
Dang, that is a lot of dots on these units. The Fran is now trying to desperately hold on. She does purify herself, removes the dots, so that is that Fran sustainability we are so used to seeing, and she gets another attack in there.
Yeah, so that means that she's going to have second skill up again next time. It's going to be really hard to place a bomb onto this Fran right now, so that's why he switches focus to the Vertihal, taking away the attack bar. He doesn't want that vampire to be moving.
Digging that skateboard on that Vertihal, but that Vertihal is getting very, very beat up upon. A lot of dots there, but we do get the shield in here, so that will give him a little bit more survivability.
Yeah, Juno right now, he gets a really, really nice stun, and Gianna will have the bomb into third skill next turn, so Diligent really needs to do something right now before that happens.
Okay, we'll see if he can. The Fran is asleep. So much damage being done to the Vert. He is on the edge of death here. He does end up going down, and now it is a big 4v3 for Groot.
Yeah, I mean, you were doubting the Oracle Sisters, but man, they're doing so good this time.
I know. I reverse caster cursed it though.
Yeah. All right, now Ager gonna be taking that shield and attack bar away from Okeanos. Gianna does not have a bomb right now, so he's just gonna whack away at the Oki, and Fran procs into actually detonating the bomb, so she's gonna die.
Wow, another big moment here right away. Diligent knows this one is over once the Fran is gone, and it will be Groot taking game number 3, so we will at least get a game number 4. This is once again a best of 5, guys, so that could have been match point there, but it was in fact Groot turning it around this time and proving me wrong with those oracles.
Yeah, I mean, like, he's going for the game 5 that we wanted to see. He is not going to go down without a fight. We saw him bring out his ace-in-the-hole Tyrant. What is he going to do now? I am so excited to see.
Totally. I'm really excited. We get to find out right away. Game number 4 is ready. It'll be Groot versus Diligent. All right, so last time we banned the Ragdoll out away from Diligent. Seems pretty effective, but you're not going to be able to do that again. What are you thinking if you're Groot this time?
If I am Groot, I'm going to be looking towards getting the most out of this pre-ban phase, and he decides that he's going to get the most out of it by banning the Hathor.
Okay, so Hathor, Verdgon this time. And we'll see exactly what they want to do. I believe it is Diligent's turn to be the first pick here.
Yeah,
and
so
he goes for that Gianna.
this is a very interesting exchange because now Groot actually could have picked up his Fran finally with Diligent not being able to take that early, but he decides not to, and Diligent once again going with the Fran pick. Now what else is he going to pick here to deal with Sierra Oki?
Yeah, absolutely. Oki was, and there's the Ragdoll that Diligent really seems to favor very heavily. Of course, we've seen that thing have quite a bit of success for him. Oki does come back to Groot's side, though, so Groot does get one of his kind of favored picks back.
Yeah, the advantage that Diligent has here right now is that Groot is going to have to expose his team, which is going to show Diligent what he wants to do, and he's saying CC, where Diligent, by having Gianna and Ragdoll there, he hasn't really given much away, and he just goes full anti-CC with the Akrama.
Yeah, okay, Akrama coming down here, our Valkyrie with the Josephine as well. See what the last pick from Groot will be.
He's definitely taking a long time to think right now because he needs something to deal with this really, really toxic comp. Because if I was Groot right now facing this, I would be tempted to just press the quit button.
just tap out here. This isn't going to be fun. He's going to try that Ager. It's been quite successful for him here from time to time because of that damage potential that unit brings. And we will find out here. We are about to find out what the bans are, and then we will move into this game. Number 4 will be Ager being banned and the Akrama.
Yeah, I like that Akrama respect ban because if you look at Groot's side right now, there's almost nothing that can deal with the Akrama. And if she's on something like Vampire Revenge, she might have ended up soloing his whole team.
All right, this is a big game here for Groot. He needs to win this. Otherwise, Diligent will come out on top here today. Triton sending out that AoE there in the beginning, but not much doing.
Yeah, and then Gianna just comes back with the triple stun, landing literally everything. And now Diligent needs to prioritize off of these stunts. Wow.
Whoa.
What? That?
What?
Wait a minute. What? All right.
Oh,
we have a champion.
All right, we have a champion. Diligent won, guys. We did it. What? Did somebody hit the wrong button? Was that like an accidental like mistap?
I can't speak right now. I don't know what to say. But anyways, what I see there was that maybe Groot knew that it's going to be really hard for him to come back there, and he felt like, oh my goodness, I can't win this. Let's not waste any more time. You get the crown. Here you go, my friend.
I got places to be, man. Like,
we all got.
I got a pizza in the oven. I'm busy.
Yeah. Well, now we have some unexpected time here, so we can talk about the matches.
I'm just blown away. I thought we were going to at least like play that one out a little bit. Okay, so we're going to get the highlight reel ready from the finals there. Fortunately, we don't need to put much in from that 4th game. It'll just be the forfeit window.
All right. So what ended up happening was Groot did not go down without a fight. He managed to get a win off of Diligent, but in the end, Diligent still managed to get 3 wins.
Yeah, Diligent, of course, showing why he is ranked number 2 in 2019 right now. The guy is an absolute monster. Showing it here today, our champion coming through, but both players do get to move on to the next round, and we'll see exactly how that'll shape up for them. There are 2 representatives from Australia and New Zealand region, and this was a really fun day. We had a lot of fun with this.
Yeah, we had a blast. I had a blast casting with you, man.
Yeah, this was great, man.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, guys, we are ready for those highlights. Let's take a look at how those finals shaped up. All right, we at least have 3 games we can talk about.
Yeah, so this was the first match where Diligent came in with the Korean IQ, or should I say Australian IQ pick with the Tianlang, countering the Diana and pretty much everything on Groot's side. And you can see here that Tianlang is going to keep laying out the armor breaks. It's really, really put Groot in a tight spot.
Yeah, this was just so dire for him. And that Panda, even though he's getting stunned there, was ending up being really valuable here. Groot, like we said, was trying the Diana stuff. I think this is the game where he went for the Diana and it just didn't pan out.
Yeah, and this is where he picked the Rakuni, and I did flame the rat a little bit, but it got banned out, so we didn't get to see it in action. He lands a really good provoke onto a wind unit there into a proc, stunning Oki. He was able to get so much off of that Josephine turn 1, and now, that Diana is almost dead already.
Yeah, a couple really big provokes coming out there from Josephine, really buying a lot of time for Diligent to set up the attacks in the way he wanted to. And then, of course, there is the man, the myth, the legend, Oki, just stunning everything.
Yeah, although he can stun everything, unfortunately, one of his biggest counters are Josephine and Ragdoll, so there wasn't really much that he could do here once Diana was dead.
Yeah, after that, it was just a lot of damage being done, and then we saw Groot just tap out. And game number 3, we did see Groot turn it around here.
Yeah, this is where he brought in the Tyrant. It all had us super excited, but didn't matter. Like, he didn't even need it because these oracles were stripping everything from Fran to Josephine, and he managed to kill Vertihal right off the bat, which was so huge for him, which gave him the victory.
Yeah, absolutely, just knocking down that Vertihal. The Fran was not too far behind, and then that was pretty much all she wrote. Diligent tapped out. And is there even a highlight from game number 4?
All right. Here's the highlight, boys. Let's go again. This is the moment that Diligent got crowned his victory. And now we see here Gianna with the triple stuns, boom, and then Fran gonna come in with the attack buff. And I guess that attack buff into proc was too majestic for Groot to handle because he's like, oh man, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah, I think he just might have, he might have been a little tilted or something and just decided that, you know what, I've already qualified, I'm through, let's just move on. And we came through that relatively quickly. Now, we are ready to show you guys the completed bracket, so let's take a look at how today shaped up. And there we go. So it was Diligent coming all the way through after that bye right into the semis. He beats ℒuckyℳádman, takes down Groot, crowning himself the champion. Nice day here for some of our players. Groot as well with the bye beats iGenus, and ℒuckyℳádman beat 핑크Nasty.D. Wookie beat iGenus beat Wookie. That I said was a good match. I think that would be a fun one to go back and watch if you guys are looking for something from the VOD to check out if you're just tuning in now. I thought that one was a pretty good matchup there, that 2-1.
Yeah, definitely. And literally all of these matches were so fun and so amazing to watch. So if you guys missed some of the matches, we strongly encourage you guys to go back on the Twitch VOD and rewatch the whole thing.
Yeah, some really interesting stuff coming through here. Some great Summoners War action today. And once again, congratulations to our winner, Diligent. He is the victorious player from Summoners War World Arena Championships 2019.
And it's so well-deserved, honestly, because not only are this guy's runes crazy, his brain is literally up there in the world. He was insane in the pick bans, and he played so flawlessly throughout the games. It is a much well-deserved victory, and I also want to give a huge shout-out to Groot. He put up such a good fight today. It was an absolute pleasure watching him.
Yeah, the bracket was good. It was a lot of fun, and we had a lot of fun casting this event, and it was actually both of our first days casting a Summoners War event, so that was really fun. It was a lot of fun to bring the games to you guys. What a day. Congratulations once again, Diligent. He will move on. Next week, we have more Summoners War action. We'll be back, and it's going to be the SWC 2019 Korea group stage, so that's going to be hype. You guys got to stick around. We'll be back, and we can't wait. Thank you so much, guys. From Peter and myself, I'm Paper Thin. We had a great day. Take care, and we'll see you guys. Have a great day, evening, morning, whatever. Later.